There were 4 watching.
That's
and now
that's
there's
for
1.
Patreon subscribers only. So fuck all y'all.
Yeah. You can see the video, but no sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, it's fine. There you go. It's all working.
Anyway.
Anyway, so
everyone's
just
fucked off now.
for the people live on the chat. Yeah, you've got to be a Patreon listener now to get audio. Like audio is it's just a silent video. Yeah, so it was a fun experience. It was hard work. We had pockets of relaxation. Do you know what I mean? Like she would have a nap and I'd go for a swim for an hour, or Tara would have a massage for an hour or something like that. We'd have little bits of like holiday, but not, you know, when Tara went up and got the food with Rosa and I was sat on my own for 10 minutes, like that was my holiday. Do you know what I mean? Like that was my break. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Like it was fun, and it was nice to see her have a good time. So, yes,
Yay.
there you
There
are.
you go.
Holiday.
There you
Well,
go.
I'm glad you've had a nice break.
Next time I'll go on holiday, I'll wait till she's 16. You know, it's a bit easier then, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would agree.
Yeah.
I think.
We didn't.
Sweet.
In all seriousness, though, I think the age that she's at now, between 18 months and 4, maybe 3 or 4, I think it's so difficult to have a child on holiday.
Yeah.
I think when they're really young, when they're like 12 months and under, it's almost easier. Like they don't do anything. Like they're just feeding and lying there.
You don't have to worry about them wandering off. Yeah.
Yeah, and when they're
Having
4,
emotions.
obviously it's still hard. You know, you still got to watch them and be careful. But they can do things. They can.
Yeah.
They can be in the shallow end of the pool, and you're not like shitting yourself all the time. And yeah, so
They might be shitting themselves, but you know.
yeah, but
whatever,
you know,
it's
to
not
be
your
fair,
concern.
Rosa, she's quite used to swimming because we take her swimming every week. So
Sure.
she was
I saw
absolutely
the
fine.
pictures; they're very cute.
Yeah, so she's fine. But
We.
it's a tough age. It's a
took
tough age to
Millie
take a
away.
child on holiday.
It is. We took Millie away for the first time abroad. I think she was about 4 or 5, 6, maybe. Took her to Euro Disney. So that's where we took her for the first time.
Yeah.
And she was fine. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? But
I was
nothing-
looking at
no-
other
no
parents.
baby.
I was looking at other parents with like slightly like older kids, like 5, 6, and I was like, yeah, that looks a lot easier. Like I'm sure it's still hard, but that looks way fucking easier than what I'm
But you
doing.
don't have to take as much stuff with you either.
Yeah,
You
that
don't need
thing.
nappies or anything.
Yeah, the
like that
toilet
malarkey, do you?
train,
Yeah.
it's that thing,
There's
and
a lot.
it was still fun. I still had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed taking her swimming and stuff, but it does look really special when you take a young one swimming and they're really enjoying it. Do you know, like I could have took Rosa to Bognor Regis and she wouldn't have given a shit. Like really, like she, you know what I mean? It's all just fun to her. So, yeah. So, but it's fun. That's it. I was playing the Switch, and she was watching me play Mario 64. And she
Nice.
was like, because she knows who Mario is, because I've got a little statue of Mario in my garden, and she always gives the statue a hug. She hugs the statue, and
huggy statue.
so she likes Mario. But she was watching the game. She was like, for the first couple of days, she was like Mario, and I was like, this girl would definitely be a full-time iPad kid, full-time Switch. Like if I introduce, I know I can see it in her eyes. Like she wants to play these things, and she was watching Mario 64, and she was fascinated with it. She was just watching it, and I know it seems mean but she's too young. She's too young to.
No, I agree. I
she's
think you're doing the right thing.
When she's
I think it
4 or
makes sense.
5, like I'll introduce her a little bit
And-
more. But
And you're going based on vibes. Soon she'll be yelling at you and complaining and crying. If you can deal with vibes for now, and then later on you give in because she's screaming until she passes out. Okay, well it makes sense.
yeah, so I mean, she was getting upset, and I was like, oh man, she's sorry, Mario's asleep now. She goes, oh okay. Mario's asleep. So
Yeah, you can't wake him up.
And I didn't really. I listened to a few podcasts, but I've heard a few bits about the new Switch because it all came out when I was out there.
New Switch. Did
Heard
Amar
about
send a
it.
speak pipe? He said he was going to send a speak pipe.
He hasn't sent a speak pipe, but he did send me about 100 pictures.
Yeah, he sent me 100 pictures too.
He
What
hasn't
the
sent,
hell,
he hasn't sent me
Amar?
anything, so that's unusual.
Yeah, it's because he don't lie you.
No, that's true.
I guess not.
He's always sending
Anyway,
me like snooker videos.
All right, so I have a story to tell as
Go
well.
for it. Yeah.
Go.
Okay,
Stories
here
all
comes
around.
Duke's
It's time for a story, it's time for a story. A very special story, especially for you.
All right, so I was taking a shower yesterday,
Yeah.
and
Good for
I
you.
was washing my
Congratulations.
left leg,
Oh,
and
hey,
there's
oh.
this fucking huge bruise behind
Ooh.
my left knee. And I was like, what
Really?
the fuck is this? Oh my, and it like dark, like
Oh.
intense. And I started panicking and what the fuck? And the Duchess hears me. She comes running in. What? And I was like, look at this. She's like, what is that? I was like, I don't know. Is this something about how I'm sitting? Is this related to
Is
how
it
I'm
death?
sleeping?
That's
Am
what I
banging?
think.
Is
Is
it
it death?
necrotized?
Am I
Yeah,
dying?
exactly. Is my
Is it
leg
death?
about to fucking fall off?
Anything
or
happens
something?
with my
How do
body,
I
I'll
not
just go,
realize this?
this is death. Whatever this is death.
it. This is the beginning
I'm
of the
dying.
end here, people.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking out, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay. Calm down, Duke. Who knows what it is? Let's just take it one step at a time. So I finished my shower. The Duchess went off, and I was like, okay. So I get dressed, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to call the, health clinic to
Well, at
just
least you
see
can do what
if
normal
anybody's
people
there.
do. Go. I'm gonna Google it and see what it says.
What are you going to Google? Big bruise. Like, that's not going to help. So I call
Sudden
the
bruise appears on leg.
clinic. I called the clinic, and they had this, of course it's after hours on a Saturday, but they had this triage nurse who's like, what? And I was like, she didn't say what. She said, how may I help you? That'd be great if she picked up the phone. What?
What?
Yeah, she picked up by the way. What is
Yeah.
it?
What do you want? Anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm telling her the story.
Busy.
I'm like, I just noticed this bruise. I have no idea what it is. Could it be a blood clot? And she's like, no,
Did she
it
say,
doesn't hurt. It's
that
not
sounds awful. Good luck.
gross.
Was it
What are you
hot?
telling me for?
Is
Yeah.
it warm to the touch?
So she says, if it's not swelling and it doesn't hurt, then it's probably not a blood clot. And I was like, okay, good. Well, it's not either of those things. And she goes, and then I was like, I asked the Duchess later, I was like, could it be necrotized flesh? Because I've heard of that. And it's all nasty. She goes, no, that's if you have a bacteria. It's not that. So I was asking the nurse, like, what do you think it might be? And she goes, I don't know. Did you did you hurt yourself and not remember? And I was like, oh, that reminds me. Yes, I fell off my bike recently. I'll bet that's what it is. Sorry to
You
bother you.
idiot.
Goodbye.
That was brilliant.
I was riding my bike a few days ago and a bee landed on my shirt and I freaked out. I was like, ah! So I'm like panicking, trying to pull over to the side of the road and I go in the ditch and I hop off the bike at the last minute and the bike like banged against my leg. But I don't really remember that because I was panicking about the bee.
No, and it would
So
hurt
I think
at the
that's what
time,
it
but you
was.
just, that's probably
Yeah.
the pedal.
So the adrenaline, who knows, the pedal crossbar seat, something banged against my knee. I should be having an ice pack on it right now, but I don't because I forgot.
I'm
Naughty
sure.
bad
I'm
brush
sure
to
it's
get ready
probably
for the
too
show.
late for that now. To be fair.
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt to put an ice pack on it. It's
Well,
not
it
going to be as
doesn't, I
effective,
guess.
but whatever.
Uh,
Anyway, the point is,
Well,
that's
I'm
what it
glad
was.
that it's not-
Everything's okay.
it's
Calm
not
down.
death.
It's not necrotized
That's
flesh
good.
of
Yeah.
death.
I
That's
mean, one
good.
day it will be death, but I'm glad that
It
it's
It
not
will
death.
be dead.
Not
Not today,
today.
Satan.
Not
today.
today. That being said, I've got an update too.
Oh god.
Oh, is this health?
It is.
It's
It
time
is.
to talk about
Time to talk about
health.
Skipping the part about your knees. Go on, Stu.
Yeah, so I got a call on Monday from Blackpool Hospital.
Oh yeah.
This is about your heart.
and, Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and put the ICD in. So yeah, I've got to
Oh,
have
my goodness.
an operation.
How did they put it in? Jap's eye.
Under local anaesthetic.
Is that right?
They make an incision just below your shoulder blade.
Oh, okay.
Thread 2 wires through veins to your heart. One
Can-
goes inside your heart.
Stu,
one outside
remember,
your heart.
Everything's content, so this could be Patreon content if you stream
I
live
know,
stream this.
I know. And then they put the box under your skin so it
Oh,
up.
guys,
Well, they don't.
make
they
sure you
actually
smash
glue
that like button. I'm getting fucking heart surgery today. Blah, blah,
it. Glue it
blah.
up. And then I've got to not work for 4 weeks. So
My
I've got to
goodness.
have 4 weeks off. So I'm just waiting for a date now for that. And then when they've done that, then they're going to do the ablation. So I'll have
Are you
2
nervous
ops.
about it?
Not really.
No.
I guess.
I mean, it's quite
Gotta be
intrusive,
done,
isn't it?
don't they? I have no. Well, it's
Fair
fine.
enough.
They're only sticking a wire in my heart. It'll be fine.
I mean, like the heart is pretty much as close to you as they can get, isn't it? Like the brain and the heart
Yeah.
are like the two things that you.
Yeah,
Well, that's
definitely can't go wrong.
yeah, can't
you
fuck
know,
those
they're
things
the
up.
things-
Yeah, I mean the brain, they
Yeah.
could probably chop off a load of it, and we wouldn't even notice
I
on the
would've-
show, would we?
I would have said though, the guy who's my consultant who'll be doing it is. I've got a lot of faith in him. He's got a lot of letters after his name.
The thing is, when you say
Is,
Blackpool Hospital, I think Blackpool Terror, then I think circus. So I imagine you walk into the
Yeah.
hospital and it's like. "Duh, duh, 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 duh,
It
duh."
isn't no. To be fair, Blackpool is the kind of specialist centre for hearts in the whole of the UK. It's one
Oh,
of
yeah.
the best heart hospitals. And the guy who's doing it is an honorary lecturer at King's College.
He knows what he's
London.
That's,
He
I always
knows
say
his
that.
shit.
Like, I was talking to a neighbour that their daughter's having a bit of a surgery. It's nothing too serious, but like I said, like for the people that do these surgeons, the surgeons people, the surgeon people, right? It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
fucking.
Yes.
It's just a Tuesday for them. Do you know
Do
what I
you
mean?
know what though?
It's
You
just a
say
Tuesday.
this, you say this, but we were talking about this the other night, and we said like, if you're getting a build around, you go and get references, don't you? On your phone, you ask him what other jobs he's done, and go, well, can I ask them what if you did?
You want
a job?"
reviews?
But doctors, they're kind of different, aren't they? You're just relying on the fact they know what they're doing.
You rely on that
and it's a
they're
bit of a
employed.
pot luck.
Yeah, you're like, well, they're employed,
Pot
so.
luck. Am I going to get someone decent or am I going to
But you
get
do
someone who's a bit shit?
you do that at Mackey's though, don't you? You go to Mackey's and you
Yeah.
go, I assume this person's going to make this burger
Yeah,
okay.
it's going to make a decent burger.
But you assume that because they're employed there, so there's no difference.
But-
Well, the difference
that
is
being
one
said-
is life threatening and the other one is
Yeah,
heart
exactly.
surgery.
That being
I
said,
see what you
Little
did.
joke there.
I
that was funny.
did Google
funny.
him. I thought I'll Google him, see if he's any good. And
Yeah.
to be fair, he does a lot of private stuff.
He's selling a lot
So-
of hearts on eBay.
Yeah. He does a lot of private stuff. So he did have a lot of reviews, and they were all 5 stars. So I'm fairly
yeah.
confident.
I
that he'll do a
imagine
good job.
the review
Nice.
is 5 stars, still alive, good.
Yeah. Did a good job.
Yeah.
Fixed me right up. No
Because you
problems.
think about it though, the people that would leave less than 5 stars, they probably wouldn't be alive to tell the tale anyway.
No,
Stu.
that is
Nah,
true.
they're barely clinging to life, and they're just
Yeah.
like,
What do you
4 stars.
what do you want your last wish to be? It's like, give that fucker a 1 star.
I want it.
Please
With my
do.
last breath, I curse Zoidberg.
So I will keep you posted. It'll
Yeah.
Probably be, I'm
Yes, let us
guessing in the
know.
next.
You got to
6
film. You got to
weeks
film it
or
all.
so.
It's all content, Stu.
I doubt it.
Yeah, content for the
I'll
Patreon.
I'll come up and film
Give
it.
us some
You
money!
go, come on. And it'll be like,
You gotta have some
"Who's this?
funny
Don't
sound
worry,
effects.
Yeah.
Personal filmmaker.
Yeah.
who's
This
just
is my
coming up
film
to-
crew.
Yeah.
This is my film
This
crew.
is for the. For
Oh,
the
I dropped my
gram.
scalpel.
Yeah.
For the gram.
This is for my OnlyFans.
All right,
yeah.
so that's it for that stuff. Are we ready to talk about some video games?
Yeah, man.
Why not?
Why not?
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
Been playing.
What you been playing? What you been playing?
I don't want no part of your tight-ass country club, you freak bitch!
All right, who's going first?
Right. I think I'll go first. I'm just gonna go.
You go
'cause I'm-
first, Stu. I
'cause
want
I'm
you to
betting-
go.
I'm betting Chiddy's barely played anything.
Hey, I've got 3 games on my list, motherfucker.
Really?
How many games do you have, Stu?
3. I have the same.
Oh,
I have the
okay.
same.
Well, then either of you
So-
could start.
All right, I'll
really.
tell you what. Then you should go first because it looks like you've got a lot of shit on your
No, you
list.
wanted to go first, so go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I want you to
No,
have
you
what
go.
you
No,
want.
you go. No, you go.
I
No,
love
you
no,
go,
Chinny.
dude.
Why don't you
No,
go
come
first?
on,
No,
dude.
you go. You go.
first.
No.
No. Okay,
No,
I'll go
go on,
first.
then you
Fine.
go.
No, I'll go.
All right,
I'll
look,
go. I'll
so
go.
here's the thing. No, I'm going.
Fuck you.
Kill all of you. Hey, so here's the thing. Enshrouded. Here's the thing. Once Human has the perfect gameplay loop. It's like kill small animals, build your base, raid areas to get materials, and then you go back to your base and you make better weapons, and then you kill monsters, and it's the perfect gameplay loop. I love it so much. I can build a place, and here's the thing, the things that you craft benefit you, right? In New World, there's crafting, but all you can do with the things you craft is salvage it to get the XP or sell it, and people don't generally want what you have to sell. So it's like you don't really benefit, whereas in Once Human, the things you craft benefit you. Okay, so then I was thinking, okay, we need a role-playing game that has that same kind of gameplay loop that Once Human has. And Shrouded, of course. Well, actually, I tried Valheim again. I can't get on with Valheim. Fuck Valheim. I'm sorry. If anybody likes Valheim, it's not me. I can't do it. In Shrouded, though, it has the stuff you make benefits you. It's a single-player game, so you don't have to worry about it. But here's the thing with Enshrouded, man. I just don't like the way I feel when I'm playing it. I want to like it. It's a huge open world. There's a lot to do. You can build a base. The things you craft benefit you. But the clock is always ticking when you're in the Shroud. And I was in this one area of the Shroud, and I was trying to get out of it. And if you are in the Shroud when the timer runs out, you are dead. It's death. Like Chinny was saying, it's death. So I just don't like having that timer hanging over me. Now, the good news is the Enshrouded developers said, we're going to make life less stressful for you, and you can double the amount of time you get in the Shroud, right? So if normally you start off with 5 minutes in the Shroud before you die, now you can have 10 minutes.
Okay.
Right, okay.
So that's really cool. And so I turned it all the way down so I can spend more time in the shroud, but it's still like tick, tick, tick,
Still
tick.
ticking.
I'm just like, I get so nervous about being in the shroud too long. And I was in the shroud this one time and I had like 5 minutes left. I had plenty of time to get out of the shroud. I could see the ladder leading me out of the shroud area. And then I wasn't looking where I was going and I fell down into some crevasse and I had to get out of there. And I was like, no, I want to get out of the shroud. So here's the thing. There's grappling hooks in this game, which is great. Now, if only they had a way to like put down a grappling hook here near the shroud so that anytime I'm down there, I know I can just whoosh, zoom out of the shroud. That would be ace. But I don't think you can do that. And the other thing about Enshrouded is this. The world is completely empty. The only NPCs are the ones you have in your base. So the rest of the world is just monsters and like desolate landscapes.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want that. I want to like have a world that's alive. I want Skyrim, but with crafting. So I don't know. That's some of the frustration I have with Enshrouded. I uninstalled it again. It's just, it didn't scratch the itch. It can't.
Forever
keep on
looking
trying,
for
though,
this
don't you?
MMO, aren't you? You're always
I
looking
am
for it.
forever looking for, yeah, exactly. For
The
the perfect
MMO.
MMO. And New World is very close. The problem with New World is you can't make a base, you can't make a little house for yourself, and the crafting materials that you collect, all you can do is sell them. And that's not so bad to sell them, but you know, I don't want to sell
Yeah,
them.
well,
I want
then
to
you're
create
not
things
really
with them.
crafting, are you? You're not doing
Exactly.
any crafting.
Yeah. So whatever. That's my disappointment with Enshrouded. It's a great game. It's just not what I want to play right now. So
No, you keep
Womp
trying, though. I've got to give you 10 out of 10 for effort.
I've got a lot of effort. Yeah.
You've got a lot of effort.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about Atomfall because I went back to that this week.
Oh,
'cause I've
yeah.
sort of been-
That's on sale right now on Steam.
I know.
That was
I've been
quick.
I know. I've been kind
Yeah,
of.
well, that
like,
happens quickly now.
Well, you know what? Do you know what though? They've made a fortune from that game. They're
I'm
very
sure
happy,
they
but
have.
they're probably like, yeah, let's put it on sale and make even more money from it.
Sure. Why
But it's
not?
been super successful for them, which I'm really pleased about, and
Yeah.
deservedly so, because this game's
course.
great. I've finally opened all entrances to the base or whatever it's called, the institute. It's not called I can't remember what it's called now. That shows how much.
All your
no-
institute are belong to us.
Yeah, that's. But anyway, whatever the big thing is in the middle where the Oberon is and all that malarkey. I finally
Yeah.
got to the. Do you know what? None of these bloody doors are easy. Well, one of them was fairly easy to get to. One of them was medium and then one of them they put it in the middle of a minefield with fucking
Oh,
robots and
jeez.
turrets and shit to stop you getting there.
I walk through minefields.
So I was like, what's the best way to do this? How should I approach this? Shall I go all stealthy like, trying? Nope, I just ran
Yeah.
for my life until I got to the door. I just
Get right to
fucking-
it. Right.
Yeah,
And did it
legged
work?
Yeah, I did. I got in. Yeah, no problemos. And then fucking zombies. And I'm just like, they're a pain. Out of all the enemies in that game, they're an absolute pain in the arse. They're like, they like hide in these glowy plant things. And then when you get within about 10 feet of, they fucking jump out on you. Then they run at you. I mean, they don't do anything else. They've no sort of clever AI going on here. They just literally leg straight for you in a beeline and then spit on you. And I'm just
It's like
and
being
they
in
take loads
Bilston.
of fucking. I know they take loads of health as well. If they hit you once, it's like half your health gone. I'm just like, fucking hell. Out of everything in this game, it's probably where I've died the most fighting.
Yeah.
There's like a bit where you have to go to this secret lab in one of the parts of the base, and there were these like really hard scientist doctor things with goggles on, and they were fucking really like they took about 5 or 6 shots to the face to kill them, but they move slowly. Do you know what I mean? So you had time to,
Oh yeah,
to sort
yeah.
of take
I think
that,
I've
but you
seen those.
just-
Yeah.
you just needed a lot of ammo. So that wasn't too taxing. I just had to keep running around them and then running away and then turning and shooting them again. Whereas
Yeah.
these things, the fucking 2 seconds are on you, hitting you and spitting in your face. Bloody
Yeah.
hate them. Anyway, so I've got all 3 open. Now I need some more batteries because you've got to open all the data stores. There's like A, B, and C. So you've got to do all that shit.
Yeah.
But it's a bit easier to get around now because I can nip through there as a shortcut. So I don't
Sure.
have to keep on trekking all the way across the map back to the, like to the little village to
Mhm,
get to another area. So they've done.
Yeah.
There's like 3 ways of doing it. There's like the village obviously links to each area of the game. The whatever it's called. It's not the institute, but it's something like that. I can't remember. There's that, and then there's the mines. So you can go into the mines, and that links to all 3 areas as well. So you can go through there. So they've made it so even though there's no fast travel in the game, they have thought about how you can traverse, the areas without having to take the long way around to make it a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm still
that's
enjoying
handy.
it. Story's still good. There is crafting, but it's very basic, and you just make bandages and
The thing is
bombs.
with fast travel, I know it's super convenient and I use it in games, but it does take away from the
Yeah,
the
definitely.
familiarity
not
of the map.
immersive.
Yeah. Like, I remember GTA 3. I know that map like that and how to get around, because there's no fast travel, there's no sat nav, there's no.
Nope.
It's just like you have to drive around and figure it out. When GTA 4 came around and they introduced sat nav, I do know those maps very well, but just because there's a sat nav, you ignore things. It's like when you drive in real life, when you've got the Google Maps and stuff, you don't really know how you get
should
there.
be
now.
using an A to Z instead.
Yeah.
But fast travel's the same. It's like you sort of lose
Yeah.
the relationship with the world a little bit, because you just like, well, I'm just gonna swing over there, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I do admire that they've tried to do another workaround, Stu, for the fast travel.
I mean, to be fair, a great game that I played that's probably one of the best games I've ever played.
Oh God.
Deadly Premonition. That had no
No.
fast travel at all.
No.
Not at all. Not
Man,
only
come on,
that-
Stu. We're trying to work with you here.
Not only that, but if you broke down and you hadn't filled your car up with petrol, fuck me, that were a trek back to town, I'll tell you.
Well, I'll give you
Oh
a
my
rope, Stu,
God.
but that doesn't mean you're a cowboy. Okay.
But yeah, Atomfall, I'm still loving it. I think I've probably still got another 5 or 10 hours at least to get to the end of the story. Even though I felt like last time I played it, I'd made a lot of progress. I've realised there's probably a lot more to do than I think. It's one of those where I'm like, oh yeah, I think I'm, getting towards the end. I mean, I've played about 10 hours, maybe 10 or 11 hours of it, but I feel like I've still got quite a lot to go. But I am enjoying it. The trouble is, it's one of those games that distract you all the time. So
Yeah.
you're constantly picking up side quests or coming across something that needs to be investigated, and you're just like,
I like that though. I like that.
Yeah.
If I'm enjoying the
there's always
game,
something to
I
do.
don't mind the distractions.
Yeah, it's dense. You know what I mean? It's not the biggest open world game you're ever going to play, but there's a lot of stuff packed into that fairly small area.
Yeah.
Which is good. You know what I mean? I really like it. I think, Chidi, you would carry on playing this and like it if you did decide to do
I didn't
that,
like it when I played it. I didn't enjoy it at all. But
No, but then you did have it set on a really hard difficulty. And then
well,
you
just
struggled
normal,
most.
really, just normal.
Yeah. Just put it on easy. It does make a big difference. There is still challenge, believe it or not. It's just not as challenging.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's-
No burning desire to play it at the moment, but maybe.
But yeah. So yeah, still enjoying it.
Good-o.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and finish this week. I've got 3 days off well, actually, I've only got 2 because I'm doing some overtime.
Well, you're gonna have like 4 weeks
uh,
off soon. Eh? I'm bloody
I know, yeah, I'll have loads of time to finish all my
Dosser. You
pile
bloody
of shit, yeah.
Dosser, you.
pile of shame. It'll be getting tackled.
Bam.
That's in my arm. And Millie, bless her, she's like, I'll take some time off work and we'll play Split Fiction and get that finished.
Oh, and she's
So she said she's going to take some time off
Brave
work
Millie.
to play. Yeah,
That's
so
very
she saved holidays.
Oh.
Saved
Wow.
holidays.
I don't expect Rosa to do that for me when she's old enough.
No, I doubt it. I doubt it,
Like,
mate.
I couldn't give a shit.
Just play me the video again, Dad. Fuck you.
Mario.
She'll be like, I'm
She'll be like,
going out. See you later."
Mario. I'm like, you're fucking 22. Stop talking about Mario.
Yay, Mario.
Mario.
So,
Cool.
Chinny, over to you, I guess.
Yeah, Chinny, what have you been playing?
Yeah, Chinny. what have you been
I've been
playing on holiday?
playing-
Chinny?
No, I played this before I left holiday. I didn't
okay.
talk about it last time I was
Oh, you
on.
see, I like it. You saved it.
Well, you all moved on to the next bit, and you didn't come back to me about it, so I was like, all right, fine. So whatever.
Fine. Whatevs.
Doom: The Dark Ages.
Yeah, that's how it sounds.
The wannabe Wolfenstein.
I can't remember what I was talking about here, but my first note that I haven't read out yet is great map. Don't know. Oh yes, you know, like when you press the back button and you see a map of where you go. The map in Doom, the Dark Ages, is the bollocks. Like
it's kind of 3D,
full
isn't it?
3D hologram, rotatable.
Yeah.
Everything's really clear where things are. It clearly marks where you've been and where you've yet to be. All the icons make sense. And you're like, oh, that's a fucking good map. And I think maps in video games are underrated a little bit because a fucking good map changes everything. Resident Evil 2 remake. Remember that map, Stu?
I do.
I'll tell you what. That was a fucking map. That was a fucking map.
That's good.
I love that map.
Good map. Different floors as well. It had all
different
the
floors, and it told you which room that you'd unlocked and with what
which
colour
one you hadn't.
key that you needed. And
Yeah.
oh god, I love a fucking good map.
Yeah, what you were missing.
But when you go on Skyrim and you don't have any mods like Duke has like 16 mods, the normal map on Skyrim is absolute dog shit. It's awful.
Hey, you're right,
It
but
is dog
still,
shit. It is
Yeah,
I'm
dog
supposed
shit.
to be mad at you.
Well, it's just
No,
funny
I
that
know.
it's like one of the
You're right.
most popular games ever made. It as an absolute
Right.
dog shit map.
No, it took modders to
It
fix it.
does.
You know, and
It does,
the GTA maps aren't they're okay. But they're not. But this Doom map is like really. It's filled with information, but it doesn't feel overloaded. It's really clear. Yeah. So I just love a good. I bloody love a good map, man. I love it. The
Have we
game.
told you about our love for maps?
Oh, bloody love it.
Listeners?
Right into the
Yeah.
show if you love a bloody good map. But the game, what the game does very well, it makes you feel like a badass. Like it gives you power. Do you know what I mean? And I know you talked about this when many years ago, Duke, when we talked about the game Fear 2, where
That's right.
you spend a lot of
Yeah.
time in Fear 2 creeping around, being scared, and you get into a mech and you fucking just.
Yeah.
Now imagine you just that.
Everybody up!
You just that. You're that mech all the time.
I am the king of death.
Right, basically that's what you are.
That's what this game is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
That's this whole
prequel to the 2016 Doom. So I mean, we all know that the story's stupid, but what I do like it is that, like, you know, everybody around you goes, "Oh my god, he's fucking here. He's here." Like the fucking Doomslayer, the guy's it, and you feel like a fucking rock star. You walk in, they go, "Oh my god, he's here! Don't let him out."
See,
Don't
that's
let
what
him
you
out."
want in a game is that you hear the terror in people's voices. The funny thing is, in Once Human, every enemy who can speak, because there's a lot of monsters who don't talk, but the soldiers, the humans, the only thing they ever say is, "Did you hear that?
Oh, okay, right.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?"
Must have been the
And
wind.
then like you're on them and you murder them.
Yeah.
But there's never like, "Oh my God, they're here!" And instead, it's, "Did you hear that?"
I
So
think
the joke in the Once Human community is just, "Did you hear that?"
I think Halo did this really well in the first one, where the aliens would shout like, they call you demon. They have a nickname for you. They go, "The demon's here," right? And I think that's so special. It's such a good feeling. And in this game, there's a lot of scenes where like all the Marines, they're hanging on. You know what I mean? There's like a full-on war, and they're like, "Hold the line, we're all dying." And they go, "Oh fuck, easy." And they're holding the line. They're too scared to go forward, and you just fucking run in with your shield and everything, and just absolutely dick them all. The levels remind me a little bit of. Now, stick with me here. Are you with me?
Okay, I'm with you.
A little bit of the last Call of Duty game, right? Black Ops 6, because every level seemed to have like a different gimmick in Call of Duty 6, Black Ops 6, where you know, this one was open world, this one's where you're flying, this one, and Doom's very much like that. There's minor spoilers, but there's a level where now you're on a dragon and you're fucking riding this dragon round everywhere. And you land on these bits. Now you're in this huge fucking Pacific Rim style mech, and you're beating the shit out of everything. So it just feels like they're picking up a mechanic, letting you play with it, and moving on very, very quickly. And it's just honestly getting better and better and better every level. It's just, you think, okay, that was fun, move on. And the last level I did, it really was just a fucking massive open world map, and it's like you've got 5 things to do on this map, do them whatever order you want, and there's loads of secrets in that map. It kind of feels like I don't know, like a Breath of the Wild, dude. You know what I mean? Where you like, I've just got this whole thing, and then, but every other little corner that I go to, there's other little secrets, and it's really clearly marked on how many things you've missed, what you missed, where they are, if you missed them, all that sort of stuff. It's a very video game. Do you know what I mean?
I saw.
So
I saw a little. I played the first level also, and I did see a little bit of that. Where you get the keys for a different gate and all that kind of stuff. So I did see some of that.
It feels like a puzzle shooter more than like a shooter because when you say, if I haven't played it for a week now because I've been on holiday, I know for a fact the first big fight that I'm going to get, I'm going to say, if I have for a fact, right?
Yeah.
You have to be very engaged and very alert on how you're going to attack each area. Do you know what I mean? Like there are just ways to do things and kill enemies that are just more effective. This weapon does better. And it doesn't really tell you this. You sort of figure it out. But it's like, if I do this against that enemy, like it just completely fucks it up. But I need ammo for this. And so you go in. It's kind of like a speed run because I die. It's all like Super Meat Boy where you die and you go, right, I'll do that way again. And I'll do it roughly the right way. And so cool. And sometimes I've got like 3 health. And I know if I kill someone, I'm just going to get about 10 or 15 more health. So you have to take that risk of like killing someone even though you're very, very close to dying yourself. But the one negative thing, I suppose, is like, the environment, the maps, they do feel a bit dead. Like the humans don't say much apart from hold the line and oh my god, he's here. There's not like a a lot of.
Yeah, it's not like some games where you get them and they're sort of like having a chat about what they're going to do later.
Yeah,
and all that. You do get that.
Yeah, there's that open world map that I'm talking about. You go through this sort of like
games where chat
that. Yeah. And then there's like a sergeant in front of them pacing up and down, and they're just silent. And I know it's just a scene that you walk through, but like you got to give me something there. You've got to have like a few people going, "Oh man, it looks scary out there." Something. So they just don't. They've just got no dialogue.
Yeah, just a bit of incidental dialogue.
Yeah. They call it vocal barks, I think, is the technical term, like the vocal bark. When you drive around GTA and like someone shouts something, that's called a bark. And there's none of those. It's very, the only ones they do are very set up when you get to an area. They go, "Oh my god, he's here," and then it's over. There's nothing else. That's the only negative. But I tell you what, very minor problem with this game. This game is top notch, and I'll go as far to say I played all of them. I played the Doom 2016 one, Doom Eternal, which I liked less, was still good but liked less. I think this is better than the second one. I don't know if it. The first one.
I never really played the second one. I played the first one.
The first one had a sense of humor, which I think is missing from this one. Do you know what I mean? Like there was a bit where in the first one where it was like this.
This one does seem to take itself a little more seriously.
Really seriously. But there's a bit in the first one where like it's like, oh, there's this artifact and it's really, really precious, and the Doom guy just cracks it and breaks it immediately and just smashes it, and that's
Nice.
funny, right? Like it's almost like the Doom guy is in on the joke and he's like, this, none of this means anything, I don't care. But in this one, he is taking it seriously. He is a bit more like involved, and the story's roughly like this alien race for some reason have control of the Doomslayer. Like they control him, and he's basically like a weapon that they deploy, and eventually he breaks away from this control, and that's about all I got from the story. Something like that. And his emotion. Apparently, they explain this or something in one of the cutscenes where the reason why he is how he is because they've deprived him of all emotion, and the only emotion that he has is his hatred for demons, right? Which is really stupid. It's like a really stupid. Oh, you're on mute, Dick.
Yeah, but
sorry, that reminds me of 28 Days Later when they finally explain what's going on with these zombies, where they came from. It's like, we infected a monkey with what? With hatred. And you're like, really? Really?
Yeah.
Why are these people so filled with hate? Because they hate
later,
things.
soon.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? Here's the thing. Look, that movie did a lot of things really well. When I saw it, that one line where it was like, here's what's going on, it's the stupidest thing we could come up with. I'm just like, oh, come on, that just ruins the rest of it. So I need to see it again now that I know that that one part is dumb, and I just appreciate the rest of it, because the rest of it is very well done. So I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
You were saying
no, good. Doom the Dark Ages, very good. Very pleased with it. I'm looking forward to playing it again. I'm really into it.
Sweet.
Very good. By the way, talking of horror films, we watched the new Final Destination Bloodlines.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
movie. It's really good. It does.
I had a student who said that, but I don't trust her opinions in movies.
It did a really good job of explaining the other Final Destination movies.
Yeah, yeah. I saw somebody at work.
I really liked it.
He's a Gen Z, so he's not old enough to remember he was too young to remember the first ones coming out. I remember when
those
the first
are classic films for him.
Yeah, like for him, they're like, they're like.
It's like Citizen Kane.
Yeah, Citizen Kane for us. So, and I remember when they come out, and they were always like, because he was like, I'm so excited for the new one. It looks epic, and I'm like, those first movies were stupid back then.
Yeah.
Right. We watched them, and they were really fun.
And there's a place in the world for stupid, fun movies. It's okay.
Roger Ebert said, sometimes you want caviar, sometimes you just want a burger. Right. So
exactly.
So I remember I watched Final Destination 2 first, because that was around the time when I used to sell dodgy DVDs. So I had Final Destination 2.
Yeah, no,
I did, yeah. And I that intro for Final Destination, it's so engaging, so compelling, you're like, oh my god, this is so well done, and it holds up. I watched it recently. The
Do you
intro.
know what though?
So good.
The intro to this
that was always the big thing.
Epic.
It's
epic.
I remember in 3 it was a roller coaster. In one it was a plane crash. 2 it was a road accident, and 3 was a roller coaster. And they're always.
Do you know what though? I feel like they surpassed all of that with this one. I genuinely say you should watch it.
Speaking of watching things, have y'all watched The Last of Us?
No.
I started the first episode, so I have finally started watching it.
Well, I know what happened.
This is like the greatest video game of all time.
I know, I'm a bit like
but it's a very interesting adaptation. They've made some tweaks. They've done some stuff. And I'm dying to talk about it, and nobody can talk about it with me. The Duchess, I can't talk about it.
I have to watch it with Tara, and watching things with Tara
I know. But if you got time for fucking Final Destination, you got time for this.
I haven't. No, I watched that at work. I'm on lunch.
I'm not you. I'm talking to Stu.
Oh, right.
No, they did a tweak in the very first episode that I already don't like. So
what tweak?
By justifying someone's motivations from the outside.
I heard about that.
And I was like, why have you done that? Do you think people are dumb that they can't, be left?
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Well, you should. Mind you, you never played the game, did you? I don't suppose.
He watched it though.
Well, I watched it.
I did, but he might not remember. It's not as impactful.
Anyway,
I guess,
go ahead. Why don't you just tell me? Because I'm asking.
Spoilers for The Last of Us.
It's kind of a spoiler for The Last of Us TV show.
All right, I'll go look it up then. Never mind. Anyway, we also have been watching the new season of Black Mirror, and there's some good stuff in there. It's really interesting.
I haven't watched the last one, but I watched all of them apart from the last one.
Man, the first one's so fucking heartbreaking. Oh my god.
Remind me of the first. Oh, that's the one with the
Common People.
Yeah, with Chris O'Dowd.
Rivermind.
Chris O'Dowd, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the kind of some episodes they'll put the knife in and then they'll just spend the whole episode twisting it.
I read up about that one, and apparently that started as a comedy episode.
Really?
Yeah, because it was. But then the more he wrote it, the more it just got darker and darker. And
see, and that's the thing is like you can easily take the same concept in a comedic direction or very painful.
One of my favorite ones, no one likes, is
which one's that?
The one with the witch. With the necklace.
The witch.
She works in.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah, I
like
it, but
that one.
I felt like it was once you have something that wide open, all bets are off, and it just I don't know. I wanted it to have a more satisfying answer, and it's not a very satisfying. It's cool, but I
just thought that performance by that lead character.
She was great.
That was like comic timing, perfect.
It was
like
great timing.
the idea, and
absolutely.
it's the Mandela effect, isn't it? That's where it all comes from.
Right.
The idea that you're saying something, and everybody else says the other thing, is so relatable and so like
Oh, yeah.
niche and like, oh
You're
my
right.
God.
Everyone else is
Yeah,
wrong. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
shut the
It's
fuck
so,
up. Trust
it's
me.
so good.
I know what I wrote.
It's so
Yeah.
funny.
So anyway, Black Mirror, very good show. Back to video game
Oh
discussion.
yeah, video games.
Yeah, video games.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
It's back to you, Duke.
Okay. So a couple weeks ago, I played Touch Type Tale, and I never got to talk about it. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll talk about it now. Why not?
Do it.
Why not?
This is a real-time strategy kind of game, and it's all typing.
Yes,
So
like
what
Typing
you
of the
have
Dead
are
and
these
all that sort of stuff.
sort of like Typing of the Dead. Not nearly as good.
No.
In fact, it's not really that good.
Okay.
This game isn't good.
No.
It's not terrible.
Right.
The what you do is you have these like soldiers coming at from your base, and there's soldiers coming from the enemy base, and you have to send your soldiers toward the enemies.
Like a
and
tower
the,
defense.
The thing is, it's kind of tower defense-ish, but you're constantly sending your soldiers around. So what you do is you type the word. Okay, so let's say your soldiers are at a fork in the road. They can go up or down. And if you go up, you type up, and down, you type down. It's not that simple. There's other words you type, but you get the idea. So here's the thing. You type up, your soldiers go on the top path, and then their soldiers change direction and go to the bottom path. And so you can't redirect, you know what I mean? Like you have to send them a new wave to the down path. And so it's just the timing is weird, you know what I mean? Like in Typing of the Dead, it's very satisfying instant response to what you're doing, right? You type a word and blam, you shoot somebody in the head. In this game, you type the word and then like you wait for them to go up or down, and then
So
you
I'm
see
looking at
them
this
coming the
screen.
other
I'm looking at the gameplay, Duke, and a lot of the screen is taken up by like a map at the top, and
It is. That's
the
all. That's the
typing
whole
bit-
screen all the time.
The typing bit is at like it does very cool looking animations in a very it looks like a streamer setup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where you've got the gameplay and then like
right.
a small window of like animation in the
Right,
bottom.
and that's just sort of one thing. That's like when you're like mining resources or whatever, and then later on, when the actual and they're trying to have their cake and eat it too, so you can be mining in the game while the enemy is coming. So later in the thing, like you can go between, and it's different words in different parts of the screen. So it's just, I don't know. I think it's a noble effort, but it just doesn't work very well, and it wasn't really very fun.
Animated
You see,
well.
Typing of the Dead, what made that so cool is the words were on the zombies' heads and stuff, weren't they? So
Right,
they were
yeah,
like
sure.
coming at you. So
Exactly.
you kind of knew what you needed to type to kill whatever enemy or whatever they were doing, and it was
Yeah, and this
frantic
does
and-
put the words where
Yeah,
your enemies
kinetic.
or your soldiers are going to go. So it does do that, but it doesn't. It's not an instant thing of like you type
No.
and then you have the victory. It's just your soldiers will go this way or
I think
that way.
Typing of the Dead was just an adrenaline rush, wasn't it?
It was
I think
such an
that's the
adrenaline rush. It
difference.
was so well done.
Yeah.
And this game is good, but it's not even very good. I shouldn't say that it's good because it's not good. It's not terrible, but it's not very good. So I don't know. I wanted to like it. I
Mediocre.
couldn't really like it.
Mediocre.
Yeah, it's pretty mediocre, I think. Yeah.
Pretty mediocre.
Yep.
Oh
So
dear.
that's that one.
Yeah, I've played and finished a game this week.
Jesus
Ooh, what game is
Christ.
that?
Did you finish the game last
And it-
week?
Yeah, I did.
What was it?
Yeah,
I
I
can't
did.
remember.
I
goodness.
finished. What did I finish last week? South of Midnight.
South of
Finished
Midnight.
South of
Yeah.
Midnight. Yeah, South of
Okay.
Midnight.
Yeah.
But this week I started. To be fair, it only took about an hour and a half, so it wasn't a big endeavor. And it was the best price. It was free, FREE free.
Mm.
Nice.
And it's a point and click adventure game called Poco.
Paco, yeah.
Okay.
POCO.
Clowns? That's what I think.
And
When
it's a little tiny clown with a little bell
Mm.
on his head. It's brilliant. I loved it.
right.
It was a very quick excursion. It wasn't too taxing. The puzzles weren't crazy. It was kind of a just find the thing and take it to the right place kind of game.
Mhm.
But the
Yeah.
map was so cool, and as you sort of explored,
Hey,
it was like
Stu.
the map.
I
the
love
map,
a bloody
man.
good map, man. I love
Who
it.
doesn't love
You're
a good
gonna love
map?
it.
You took him all
Show
like
me that
this.
sweet map.
Oh, God, I love a map.
The
Maps.
map on this is fucking great because it's
Witcher
like
3,
hand-drawn.
disgusting.
Oh
Disgusting
yeah,
map.
terrible map.
Resident
but this
Evil
one
2,
is-
what a map. Yeah.
It's
Paco.
hand drawn,
Yeah.
and as you find a new place, it draws it in. You know, you
Yeah.
sort of open the map again, and it's on there, and like all the characters have a little coloured ball to represent them, and your character has a little bell, so you know where he is on the map. And it's quite an extensive map as well. But again, what this game does, which is really great, is it opens shortcuts for you. So
Nice.
you sort of like if you get to a place, there's always a shortcut to get back to the main area in the game.
Yeah.
And I love it. So basically, you're Poco the clown. You're obviously trying out to be the clown in the circus. You're a bit shit at it. So they
Yeah.
they basically kick you out. They go, nah, you're a bit fucking shit.
Mm.
We're not having you. And you end up in the what's called the underworld. And when you
Ooh.
get down there, it's like where everyone else has been discarded and stuff.
Right.
And you've got to build. You find out. You hear on the grapevine that there's parts to build a rocket to get back to back to the circus.
Right.
So the whole game revolves around you getting back to the circus, basically, and getting the 3 parts of the rocket you need and how you get those. And it's cute and it's clever and it works well and there's nothing too taxing about it. And the characters are fucking great. And I'd 100% recommend this game. It's free. What are you gonna say about it? It's a free game.
It's free.
It
And
looks.
it takes you
It
less
looks
than 2 hours.
like if I was to compare it to something like a Monkey Island
Yeah.
type.
Mm,
Like, but the map, the background is hand drawn and the animated character is
Yeah.
3D. Yeah, it looks
It's
good.
great. It's
Looks
so
good.
well done. It's like like an Annapurna game, where they have where it's really cute.
Mm.
It's kind of just got that vibe. Even the as you can just see on the screen, even the way they do your inventory and it all floats around in little bubbles.
Yeah. Nice little touches.
It's just great. Honestly,
Mm.
it's a really nice. I've played it today and I finished it today. I just played it till the end.
Oh.
And it's cute. Poco,
Aw.
give it a go.
Poco.
It's free. Go on, Jason. Tell me you don't like this. Mind you, he doesn't play anything on Steam, does he?
It's really frustrating that this puzzle that he's doing on screen. I know the answer, but I can't reach him. And show him.
Hey, do it this way, you
Do it
fuck.
this way, you stupid idiot. Right.
Yeah.
Come
There we
on.
are.
There you go. Poco. That's all
Poco.
I'll say about
Oh, we
it.
got baby turkeys in the garden, apparently.
Yeah, it's cute. It's a cute point and click with a little tiny clown with a bell on his head.
Mm.
No.
So there you go.
Yeah. Well, and
Recommendation of the week.
Is this something
We got
you
baby
can,
turkeys, apparently, y'all.
What?
We got baby turkeys, apparently.
You do?
Yeah, there's
You do?
baby turkeys
Sorry?
in our
Say
field.
you do?
apparently.
Oh, in
the
your
Duchess
farm.
is telling me.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Or she just
Here
given
on
birth to
Sherlock
them or something.
Are they meant
I
to
don't
be
know.
baby
She's
turkeys
texting
during-
me, there are baby turkeys. I was like, show me a picture.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So who is it? Is it Stu, Chinny, me?
Back to you, I think, because you've still got a few to get through,
Yeah.
haven't you?
Okay. Ale and Tavern
Mm.
is a
First points.
game where you run. Yeah, this is a demo, like as a separate game. It's like
I love that
basically
it's got
the first level of
a
the game.
colon name. Island Tavern. First
Yeah.
points.
Well, that's because
Yeah,
it's
I'll
just
have
the demo.
Ah.
But
First
anyway,
point.
yeah. So it's you run your own tavern.
Tavern
And-
Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is such a mixed bag because I really had fun setting up a tavern and cooking the beer, preparing the beer and then
Yeah.
preparing the porridge and then customers come in and you serve them and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
The dialogue is god awful. Can I play some of the dialogue, Chinny, or should I not do that? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
you
copy-
can play dialogue. Yeah.
that'll be
Okay,
fine.
okay. So here's the thing. I've got to play the audio so you can hear this. This is
Mm-hmm.
freaking ridiculous.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, I haven't got it pulled up exactly, but it's on the thing. So I'm just gonna skip ahead to the part of the game. Yeah,
You do.
where you meet the dude who's like selling you stuff, right? He's with you the whole time. Okay, so here's what he says.
It's your lucky day. The tavern we're standing in front of has just been put up for sale. But don't rush to spend your money. Try on the role of an owner. Test yourself.
Nice to meet you. And who might you be?
See, that doesn't make sense. That was your character talking to him after he just gave you this big speech,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Nice to meet you." It's like that's not how language works. What the
That's
fuck are you doing now?
surely AI. That is surely AI.
It could be
voices.
AI. I mean, if it's AI, it's bad AI because all the words are stressed in the wrong place. Like if he's
Yeah.
saying like "watch out for monsters," he'll say "watch out for monsters," and it's like what?
Yeah, it's like
Ah!
that's like a voice.
That's
generator.
insulting AI though. AI is usually better than that.
It probably
Exactly.
is.
And the writing must have been done by AI because it's shit writing too. So here's the thing. Those two aspects are really, really bad. The voice acting and the writing are terrible. but the actual game
terrible.
isn't bad.
Mm.
It's kind of fun to like, it's nice and chill because you can take however long you want. You start off buying one plate and one mug, and so if two people want beer, you got to wait for the one of them to finish it, and then you have to wash dishes. And I know it's ridiculous for me to be all about this, but like it's kind of fun to do the dishwashing mini game because you dunk it in the water and then you scrub it with the sponge or whatever. It's strange how much I enjoyed the actual game mechanics of running the tavern.
Yeah.
And then, like you have a garden out back and you can grow your own corn and then you can serve boiled corn and this and that. Yeah, I didn't like it enough to buy it or put it on my wish list, especially because the writing and the audio, the voice acting sucks so bad. But I really enjoyed, just the aspect of like, people come in my bar, I can serve them stuff. Yeah.
It's these simulator games. This is a genre, isn't it? Like just you simulate this life of running a bar or whatever.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool. Like,
do you know what?
I
Do you
enjoy
know what
those
I
types of
think?
games.
Do you know what no one's done? And I feel like they should do this.
What's that?
What's that?
Like a British pub in the 90s, where people are fucking rowdy and you have lock-ins and stuff. I
Everybody's
feel like that's
smoking.
what. Yeah, there's smoking and there's a tap room.
Singing Oasis all the time.
Singing Oasis songs and having fights, and you've got to chuck people out because they're scrapping.
Yeah.
And there's people
sure.
vomiting in the toilets, and you've got to like, you'll have like a clean up vomit mini game.
When I was on holiday, because the hotel we were staying at it's a very nice hotel, and I was thinking like I'd love a 2-point hospital, a 2-point hotel. I'd love one of those. Yeah. But
I do think it's a missed opportunity, like British pub in the 90s. You've got to book a live band, all that kind of stuff. Have a crap disco, karaoke night,
you could
bingo.
But this game, Island Tavern and Last Blood or whatever it's called, you could potentially you could have all that stuff. And I know it's not the 90s. You're talking about nostalgia, but like you could book like a live performer and stuff. Like you could have
yes. But do you know
you want the 90s aesthetic because it appeals to your nostalgia. That's all. But I'll tell you something, Stu. All right, people who are 25, not alive in the 90s, couldn't give a shit about that.
But you could have like a 2010 expansion. Do you know what I mean?
No.
You could have different eras, different types.
The bar's empty. The pub's empty.
Village pub. You know what I mean? You could have all these different areas. You could progress to a nightclub.
The expansion, Stu, would
so
be
many fucking
the pub's closed down and it's turned into a Tesco Express. Right, that's what's happened.
I just feel like it would be massive. I reckon it'd be like Balatro for simulating.
No, it wouldn't. No.
It would. Fucking would. Telling you. Well, they're missing a trick, man.
Anyway.
That's what they want.
Anyway.
That's what I thought this was going to be. I'm disappointed now.
Sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Dude. Why did you make me so sad?
You've upset me now. You've upset me.
Yeah, exactly.
I
ain't going to play this shit.
I don't know what to tell you. It's not...
So
it's fun for what it is. I enjoyed it. I didn't go out and get it. If I see it on sale for like $1, I might get it, in the future.
That's
if it's
crazy,
on free for the game store or something.
No wonder the industry's
That's
fucked.
where we're at.
No wonder the industry's fucked. Because you're like, if it's $1,
it's an embarrassment of choices.
If it's less for what I would give a busker on the street change, then I'll buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why everything's fucked.
Yeah, well, it started with World of Goo. Wasn't World of Goo the first game that was like, all right, we'll give it away for $1 or pay what you want?
Something like that.
I feel like that was the first one I remember being like, just pay us a little bit of something, please. You can have it for cheap.
The market speaks, doesn't it, I suppose?
It does, yeah. Anyway, Chinny, what have you been playing?
Yes, well, I should have talked about this after Stu talked about that Paco game, because a good link would have been, speaking of collecting parts for a rocket ship and going up,
Ooh.
I have been playing the latest installment of Pikmin.
Oh my God, Pikmin!
Oh, there you
like
go.
Pikmin, don't you?
I have an incredibly weird soft spot for Pikmin because Pikmin is sort of it's the game that I shouldn't like. Do you know what I mean?
I was gonna say if most people knew you and you were talking about Pikmin, they'd be like, you would hate this.
It's weird. It's all dialogue. It's all reading, no audio dialogue.
Yeah.
It's cutesy. It's fluffy. It's like warm and like kind of fun and flowers and gardens and stuff like that. And I remember when I bought a GameCube, and there wasn't many good games on the GameCube, right? And I was struggling. I was like, I don't know. And I remember going in a game, and I can't remember what else I picked. I picked something, and then I picked Pikmin, and I just literally had no idea what it was, not a clue, and thought, I'll just buy it. I don't know what it is. I'll just buy it. And I loved it. And there's something about the music of Pikmin, the vibe of it, the look of it. I just loved it instantly. And they've been making, and I don't look, the amount of Nintendo franchises that Nintendo won't make, right? There have been so many, well, there's been 4 Pikmin games, but like Donkey Kong, I know there's a new one coming out, but they very rarely do a Donkey Kong main game and stuff like that. Yeah. It's so weird that I think what it comes from is Miyamoto loves Pikmin. He just loves Pikmin. Like, he just adores this game. It's like his pet project. It's his little baby. Yeah. And that's why they keep getting made. And I don't know if there'll be another one, but I just love it. And everybody has said that Pikmin 4 is really, really good. Like, if not one of the best ones. And this is sort of like the order of how I rank them. 1 is pretty much perfect, right? But it's short. That's the only problem with 1. It's very short, but it's perfect. 2, not a lot of people like it. I never finished it. I might go back and finish it because they've remastered it. A lot of caves, a lot of underground stuff, not as cool. 3, back to form, but very co-op focused. Do you know what I mean? A lot of co-op stuff in it. So I liked it, but it was hard to manage the co-op stuff because when you're playing it on your own, it's hard to manage. 4 is back to form. Back to form. Absolutely brilliant.
And snap. Back, baby.
The main gimmick with 4 is that you get a little dog. You get a little weird little dog thing that helps you. And I remember first seeing it thinking, I don't like that. It's like an extra dog. I don't like it. I fucking love this little dog now. It's brilliant.
Of course you do.
And you can upgrade the dog, and it's got a little skill tree and stuff like that. It's so cool. And yeah, so the story of Pikmin, there is a little story to sort of guide you through it. The first one is this astronaut crashes on this planet. The planet is Earth, but it never says that it's Earth. And finds this alien race called Pikmin, and they like help you carry stuff and help you find parts to your rocket ship, and you get off. I can't remember the story to the second one, but it's similar, like crash land, blah blah blah. Third one, crash land, blah blah blah. The fourth one, it's getting ridiculous because he's crash landed on Earth again, and not only has he crash landed, but other scientists looking for him have crash landed. And you create your own character. The first time that you create a character in this Pikmin, because usually you play as a sort of set character, and you create your own character, a little avatar, and really cool art style. And you basically come up to this person who's like, everybody's crash landed. You're our last chance. Like, you are the only person who hasn't crash landed. You need to save us all. And I've just come to
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I've come to the conclusion that the only purpose of these little, it's not Pikmin, the astronaut people, is that they just permanently rescue themselves and crash land. Like, that's their only purpose in life.
That's their stick.
That's their thing. Yeah. It's just they just love like crash landing in places. Really, really, really cool. Just great level design. Just the idea of like.
It looks great as well.
It looks great. Yeah, it's so pretty. It's so funny.
Is great.
There's a few extra features. Obviously, the dog is the biggest feature. The dog you can jump on the dog. All the Pikmin can jump on the dog, and you can ride the dog around, and it can jump, which is something that you can't really do. It's a little bit stronger than the other Pikmin. It has a scent, so it just gives you a few little nice, features that you're missing. The other thing that you can do, you can collect. You're collecting like objects, and some of the objects are like that. It's definitely Earth because it's like a Game Boy SP and stuff, or a battery, or you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. But they don't know what it is, so they give it their own name, and it's quite funny what they name them and stuff. And you can get these other things that look like little diamonds, but it's clay, and you can upgrade your ship with that. That's quite new. So cute, brilliant. I actually was getting like, I really want to play it. And I was on holiday, and I'm like, I don't want to like spend time playing this while I'm on holiday too much. But I was like, oh god, I can't wait to. My only gripe with it is that the first hour or two, it constantly stops you and go, what about this and this? And it's like the tutorial problems. It's
frustrating.
Like, you just want to get going. Do you know what I mean? And you never really get going.
Or at the very least, like, okay, show me a feature. Then let me play with it for a little while until I get bored of it or something.
But,
and then like, okay, now I'm ready to move on.
There's these levels, and there's like underground bits, and there's like sub-level 1, sub-level 2, and you keep going down. And the idea is that you have a day. You have to do it in in the first game you had 30 days. It was a finite amount of days. But I think in this game you have as many days as you like. You've just got to do it, right? But the thing is, you have to basically check in to the spaceship every night with the Pikmin. And if any Pikmin get left in the map, they die because it's too wild at night. Like they'll just get eaten. So you always have this time thing, but it's not too bad, Duke. I know you're thinking like all time. And when you go to sub-level 1 and sub-level 2, it's like Inception. Like time slows down 6 times when you're down there, so you don't have to worry about it as much. So yeah, very cool.
I'll tell you what. I bet Rosa loved Mario, but I bet she'd love this more.
She'd love this. Yeah, maybe.
Oh man, she'd be beside herself.
Yeah, it's very cute. It's not really. I'm just thinking about. Because I let her play Mario 64 a bit, where you're running around outside the castle. I let her move the stick. I mean, she wasn't playing; she was moving it a bit, and she was moving the camera, and it was all.
She understood what it was doing.
Not really, like she was just.
But she realised if she moved the stick,
she started to get it. Like she started to get it, but like this is not friendly for like very young kids.
No.
This is
complicated.
This is complicated. Like you have certain buttons to divide the Pikmin. You have to select certain Pikmin because. I've only unlocked 2 types of Pikmin, but there's loads of different ones. And I've got the red ones that are resistant to fire. They're usually the first ones that you get. But I've also got these like ice Pikmin that I've never seen before. And if you throw them in the water, it freezes the river, and then you can run across and stuff like that. And so cool, so clever. And like there's certain enemies that if you throw the ice Pikmin on, it'll freeze them, and then you can kill them quick. That kind of thing. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
Really, I know you two probably won't play it. Duke, you definitely won't play it because you haven't got a Switch. But and Stu, I know you
I
haven't
ain't
got
getting one for it.
But like if you had one, I think Stu, I think you'd like it. I don't know if Duke, you
feel
you
like
would,
I have played a Pikmin game at some point, but it's a long time ago.
It's just a huge soft spot for me. For me, it's a must play. Like a Pikmin game comes out, I have to play it. And they've remastered 1 and 2, and I never finished 2, so I am going to go back and do them. But like the music when you're back in the ship and you have to sort of review the day, and they're like, well, what did we get this day? And it's all so stupid, but the music it gives me like this proper nostalgic feel. Love it. Love Pikmin. Fantastic. So it's just a game where you manage a bunch of little dudes to carry stuff, but so charming. It's all the Nintendo bits that you love. So yeah, Pikmin.
Very nice. Very nice. Duke, back to you, I guess.
Yeah, one more game. Visions of Mana.
Oh, yeah.
This is I think it's a JRPG.
I've heard of it.
A whole series, I think.
Visions of Mana,
Visions of games.
Yeah.
The graphics are excellent in this game. Really pretty to look at. The game mechanics are decent. The combat mechanics are not amazing in this. And for an RPG, that's a big part of it, right?
Yeah.
So the way it works is you have, I think Genshin Impact had a big impact. See what I did there?
Yeah.
On the RPG formula, because, the idea traditionally has been, either you have a group RPG, which is what traditionally, all RPG, Dungeons and Dragons was always on a group. You very rarely had people playing as individual adventurers, right? So you had a team, and the earliest RPGs, certainly the ones that I played, I guess Intellivision and Atari had RPGs sort of that were individual. Anyway, so the Gold Box series, Pool of Radiance, classic stuff. Anyway, those were all group-based. And so you had to manage members of your group. Genshin Impact comes along and says, okay, what if you just like pick which character you're going to play at any given time? And then the other characters kind of, level up. Now, obviously, Dragon Age and Mass Effect kind of did that too. You had your main character, and then you kind of, messed with your auxiliary characters.
Mm-hmm.
But this is even more so. There are some cool mechanics in here. So at one point you have to cross a river, and you have this power to slow time, basically. So these ice flows are going past very quickly, and you can't do it. I mean, maybe you can do it without slowing down time, but When you slow down time, then the ice flows move more slowly and it becomes Frogger and you just hop across the river, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Some of the people can jump higher, some of them. And here's where it gets complicated. And this is why I didn't really have a lot of fun with the demos because, in Final Fantasy games, as you may know, you got to have the right materia equipped to take on a boss or whatever. And so if they're resistant to fire, you can't use a fire attack against them and you have to use ice instead or whatever it is. And they're particularly susceptible to either nature damage or wind damage or whatever the fuck it is. And so this game is like that, except it's like real-time combat. So like, you're fighting these little goblin dudes or the cats or whatever the fuck they are. And based on the color of the number that's popping out of them when you attack them, I think white is like standard attack, blue means that they're resistant, or red means they're resistant, and blue means they're susceptible. So like you got to watch, if you're doing red damage, you're not doing much damage and you need to switch to a different attack style, use somebody who has the magic ability. It's just like, I don't want to have to deal with all this stuff.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, it's so complicated, aren't they?
It is. And some people really like it. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, like, I play Satisfactory, and that's a pretty complicated game. So everybody has some desire for complicated stuff.
It's what level of complication you're willing to deal with, isn't it?
And what type, and like what other things you're into. So like, if you're really into the story of these games, maybe you're like, okay, there's no problems to solve. You don't have to find your way around the map. You know what I mean? And in Shrouded, you have to figure out how do you get to the top of that mountain or whatever it is, and you have to find the right materials. In this game, it's like, go through the map and fight anything that moves. It's very basic in that sense. So I think there are some people who are going to want a different kind of complication to make the experience more enjoyable, especially if the last game, the combat basically works exactly the same and you know exactly what you're getting in terms of like 9 out of 10 of the elements, and then they add a new one in order to make it more interesting. Most games that are sequels do that, right? Doom, the new Doom game has new mechanics. It has a shield, right? I don't think you had the shield last time. Right. So, they throw in new stuff all the time.
I think that's what makes Clair Obscur so good, because it's instantly you know what you're doing. Even for someone like me who doesn't play tons of JRPGs, and I feel like there's enough depth for people to still, if you want that depth of experience, you can still have that as well. So you get the best of both worlds.
And to be fair, this isn't like super complicated. It's just more than I really wanted to deal with. I'm an old school RPG guy. I want to just attack the person with the pointy thing until it's dead. And Avowed lets you do that. Now you can go into the magic and stuff, but you don't really have to in terms of dealing with enemies. So the other part with this game, the demo that I played of it, is there's so much info dumping. Like the dialogue in JRPGs is not meant to be streamlined. And it's really not. So again, I think I talked about this with another game recently that I played. It was Wuthering Winds, the free-to-play Genshin Impact wannabe game. It's like Wuthering Waves is what it's called. What should be a 5-second line of dialogue, hey, let's go that way, becomes, what if we go this way? I don't know, it looks scary. Come on, Susan, you can do it. Just summon up your courage. Okay, I trust you. That's my friend. Let's do it. It's like, shut the fuck up. All you're doing is saying, let's go that way. So there's like info dumping character exposition every time they talk.
Yeah, I get you.
And one of the characters has like a southern accent. She's like, I can't wait to get to the other side of the mountain. And you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't fit with this I mean, I guess it makes as much sense as any accent in a fantasy world, but it just, I don't know. It feels awkward. So, it's a pass. Visions of Mana. If you like JRPGs, it's a free demo on Steam. Can't hurt to give it a shot, but I was not enthralled by it.
Okay. Well, the last game we need to talk about this week is a Play My Game Bitch game.
Play My Game. Here comes the music.
Yeah, bitch! Yeah, bitch!
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection. All right. What is the game, Stu?
Spray Paint Simulator.
Spray Paint Simulator. I saw this last week. I put it on the thing. I thought maybe we'd give it a shot. Stu, halfway through the week, is like, hey, what are we playing? And I was like, maybe Spray Paint Simulator? Oh, no, I asked. And Stu was like, yeah, of course we're playing that. And I was like,
you put it in the show notes.
I did put it in the show notes, but I'm not used to my suggestion just instantly being adopted.
Just doing it.
Great. I get to choose from now And by the way, everybody, I'm about to have a whole lot more time off because I got one more week of school and then it's summertime.
So,
Yeah.
So we had, we had like Power Wash Simulator last year or so.
We have House Flipper. That's a game.
We've had House Flipper.
Things.
We've had
Crime Scene Cleaner.
Yeah,
there's a lot of games in these kind of simmy type things.
And now we've got Spray Paint. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. When I saw the title and the dude who was in it, I was expecting graffiti. I don't know why. I was expecting graffiti.
That would be cool. There's no reason not to have graffiti as an option.
That's what I thought it was going to be because obviously, he looks like a graffiti dude. I'm like, I'm going to be making graffiti. This will be cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm fucking spraying a car for my mate.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a painting game. It's a proper painting game.
I'm painting shit.
That's exactly what I expected it to be.
No, I wanted graffiti.
That would be hard to.
That's what I.
That's so. That requires finesse.
I guess.
It might require finesse, yeah.
Might require some finesse. So you start off by painting your mate's car. You've got to mask it all up, take all the stuff off, get all the areas. So what did you think? What did you reckon?
I mean, like the elephant in the room is that. I mean, it's a Power Wash Simulator clone, isn't it?
Yeah,
really,
it's the same exact game.
It is the opposite, but
is it though?
It's the same itch, isn't it?
You're covering a surface with a spray gun.
Yeah.
It's just that in the other game you're covering it with cleanliness,
but
and
now
you're covering it with paint.
Now you got more to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think the masking thing is a little boring because you have to start off by buying some paper and buying some tape.
Yeah, but to be fair, they didn't make it too onerous. It's just
I know.
You cover fucking the whole floor with one click.
But what I will say is when you unmask when you finished it, it's quite satisfying actually. It's like, all this work I've done. Yeah, brilliant. And I finished this kitchen level as well. Terrible colour.
Yeah, I did.
Terrible colour for those cabinets.
Man, I wanted to finish the kitchen area, but I got like 25% done with the kitchen area. I was like, oh god, it's fucking tedious as shit.
It takes a while.
It is tedious. I mean, it is definitely the same.
It's exactly what it says on the tin.
Like Power Watch. Actually, I made that joke in my notes. Right, it's a Ronseal game. Right, Stu, you get it?
Yeah.
Does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a pun intended joke. Ronseal is a brand of paint. And their advertisement was it does exactly what it says on the tin.
Says on the tin.
I see.
And it did.
And it did.
What it did.
Which is fun. At the start of the game, the guy gives you 200 quid to start going. I was like, 200 quid in this economy? Are you mad? That's not enough to start. It's not enough. Give me $1,000 to start a business. Anyway. The unmasking I found satisfying. It's the same.
No, to be fair though, you do something and then he's like, "Oh, I'll give you some more money," and he gives you more money.
It's the same sort of scratch. I found like when you do the kitchen, the guy there's like a little dialogue thing at the bottom.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I'll kill you if you don't make a good
he's
job.
He's basically a mafia guy, isn't he? He's like, if you do go.
Well, his name is Tony, so it's like,
It's basically, yeah. So I thought that was a bit silly, but here we are. Yeah, I mean it's Power Wash Simulator, but in reverse. Like it's exactly what it is. It's one of those games that I could never play it again, or I could play this for the next 14 hours.
Before you do that, though, Ginny, for next week, I'd like you to give Crime Scene Cleaner.
Well, I've downloaded it, and I did try and play it.
Oh. Because I do genuinely think you'll like that.
Well, I did listen to the show. I listened to the show last week, and I was hearing you talk about it, and I was like, yeah, I do want to play it. I downloaded it. I actually downloaded it while I downloaded this, and I downloaded.
Because I feel like you'll play that more than you would play this.
Yeah, and I think I think it might be more my thing.
And I think it's because it throws curveballs, and it's kind of different. You know, it is. Power
but there's something to be said about like. There's no curveballs. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, no, the simplicity of it.
There's something, and I just had my Spotify playing, and I'm just
Yeah.
spraying. You know,
I mean, to be
playing and
fair,
spraying.
crime scene cleaner's more or less the same, you know,
Yeah.
but it's just got a bit more variation.
I know, but it
going
feels
on,
like there's a
you
bit
know,
more
to fall
involved.
to.
Like you've got to listen to some stuff, or like there's like
Not
there's like a
really.
story or something. But I don't know.
Well, there is, but it's kind of a lot of it's visual,
Wow.
to be fair, rather than actual dialogue.
I just feels it would feel wrong if I'm cleaning up a crime scene while listening to Dr. Dre. Do you know what I mean? Like
Well,
that doesn't.
I don't know, because, you know, they're just dead bodies at the end of the day, aren't they?
Well,
So
I
you
mean,
just
at the
gotta
end of
get-
the day, you're just doing a mundane job, aren't you?
just
That's
doing-
your
it's
job,
just
and you
another
just
job.
yeah,
It's
it's just another
job.
job. Yeah, someone's going to do it. So
Yeah. So I wouldn't worry about that too much.
But yeah, Spray Painting Simulator. I can't say that I don't like it because it's exactly the same as Power Wash Simulator. But I could get really into it. It's a dangerous game for me because it is the type of game that I could just play because it requires very little effort and thinking. And
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I
I must
like
admit,
that, yeah.
I'm kind of more or less the same.
yeah.
I did the same as you. I played, you know, all the way through to the end of the kitchen level, and then
I
there's
think
some
the
big
next,
ones with
the next one's
car
the bus.
painting.
The next one's a bus, isn't it?
Yeah, but in between, when you're halfway through the kitchen level, some guy texts you and goes, "Oh,
Oh,
I've heard
and a
about
guitar.
you.
Yeah.
I want my guitar doing." So I'm guessing that's like a side one, you know, like a little.
Yeah, but
one.
the
cool.
next one is a bus.
See,
so-
I think if I don't know, I got bored with Power Wash Simulator 2 and the garden, the lawnmower simulator too.
Yeah.
Like I think short missions are the key for me in these kinds of games. So Electrician Simulator I really got into. In case they're short, they tend to be pretty short, you know what I mean? And the games where you're just like covering an area or removing stuff from an area, I can't get into. But Electrician
like-
Simulator, House Flipper, there's
Yeah.
variety in what you're doing, you know what I mean?
The fun in this is like, what's the next one going to be? How big is it going to be? The feeling of
that's fair.
accomplishment by finishing this huge job. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sure.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Power Wash Simulator 2 is coming, and I'm like, there's going to be a fucking skyscraper in it. I know there's going to be a skyscraper,
That being
and I'm going
said,
to do
being
it.
said, right? I also think Duke, you would like Crime Scene Cleaner better as well.
I might, yeah, I can see
Yeah,
giving
because
that a
again,
try.
there's that variation you'd probably like, even though you're doing a big
Yeah, yeah.
job. There's lots
Right.
of different little jobs you've got to do within the big job.
Yeah, sure.
Mm.
Yes,
That
if
makes
that
sense.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you probably like that better too.
You spoke more about Crime Scene Cleaner than
I know, because I love that game.
I know, but we're
wanted
not
to play
talking
more
about
of it
that
this
game,
week,
Stu.
and I'm like, I've got to finish Atomfall, so I didn't. Because
Mm.
I'm definitely on for the next crime scene. Someone's been offed by the mob, and I've got to go and sort that out.
As you do.
As you do in a jacuzzi,
Mm,
and I'm not
well,
kidding you.
it's classy.
There's like a little cutscene before you set off, and it looks a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I mean, there were blood everywhere. I mean, like, God, this is going to take me
Yeah,
ages.
buddy.
I hope it was a good quote.
Oh yeah, you get paid well.
I
That
imagine
is
so.
one thing.
Mm.
Yeah, you get plenty of dough to get your
Good.
supplies
Good.
and such like.
It's a risky job.
It is a risky job, and you know you can put the like there's like on one of them. There's like radio. You just turn the radio on and listen to classical music while you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's great. Honestly,
Nice.
it's so good. Massive, yeah. But this is pretty good. You know, I'll give this a thumbs up as well.
Nice.
It's a thumbs
Right.
down for me, but you know, each their own.
Yeah, fair enough. Thumbs up, Chinny. I'm guessing.
Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up.
Fair enough. Right. We were going to talk a little bit about Game Fest because that came out. So we will cover some stuff quickly because
All right.
I've not got loads of emails.
Only thing I've seen is the Bond trailer. That's the only thing I've seen.
I've got 3 emails. One of them's very short and a speak pipe. So we've got time.
Did you see
We've
the
got
Bond
a
thing?
little bit.
Is the
I
Bond-
did see the Bond thing. Very Splinter Cell-y, it reminded me of.
Everybody's
know.
sort of because he's quite young, isn't he? This Bond. He's the
Yeah,
guy who
yeah,
plays. You know the new season
I
of
didn't-
Dexter, the Dexter
Yeah,
Morgan show.
I
the
didn't
young-
feel like he looked like a Bond, if I'm being totally
Yeah, but
honest,
everybody said that about
it's
Daniel
interesting.
Craig, and I hate that argument, to be honest. And I saw someone in the
He
comments say,
wasn't suave enough. He went, come
I
on.
know, but he's
But
young.
suave is as suave does. Suave isn't about how you look. I mean, what is he? Well dressed man in a
He's
tux?
a-
Like that's
he's
all
a
you need to
handsome-
look suave.
But he's quite young. He's
Now, if they had an
what's-
ugly ass Bond, that
Yeah,
would
that'd
be
be good.
awesome.
I like that.
Drooling on,
Yeah.
picking his nose, wiping his hair.
no,
Shaking, not stirred.
like there's a new Dexter series, and it's like a prequel to the Dexter show. And the guy who plays Dexter is that Bond, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's the guy from Dexter." And the weird thing, it was a good point actually. I mean, the fact that he was young sort of threw me off. I was like, he was quite a young Bond. That's unusual. But the weird thing is that he's got a scar. He's got a giant scar on his cheek, and you're like, oh, Bond doesn't usually have like anything like that. He's usually like clean, isn't he? He's like pristine. That's the sort of thing. So it's like, oh, it's unusual that he's got a scar. It looks a little bit more than what Hitman is. Do you know what I mean? Where Hitman is just sneaking around and killing people. But I suppose it has to be, doesn't it? Because it's Bond. You know, it has to be a Bond game. So I'm a bit worried that it's going to be a bit generic, really. I was hoping that they would go more Hitman with it, but it feels like they've gone more Bond with it, if that makes sense.
That's okay. Have you got the list of stuff up, or do I need to send a link, by the way?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, for trailers.
Oh, for Chinny.
Yeah.
It's on the
where did you
Veteran
post
Gamers
it?
thing.
I sent it on WhatsApp, but
okay.
I'll put it
I can get it. You can.
Are you sure?
You just need to know where to go.
Yeah.
I think that everyone's really excited, wetting their pants about the game where you carry packages from one place to another.
I'm not even bothered.
No, it's so amazing because you carry packages.
I literally have no idea. Oh, is that
Death Stranding?
Death Stranding 2.
But Chinny, here's the thing. Wait. Here's what you don't get though. Here's what you don't see.
What?
That the woman and the man, they have the same little tattoo thing. Oh my God!
Cool.
That's the whole point of the trailer.
I actually said pick stuff you like the look of, not pick stuff you hate.
But it's funny.
I'm done.
It's funny to rip stuff, Stu, isn't it?
It is. The first one.
Go ahead.
Go on. The first one I was going to mention is End of Abyss. Did you?
That does look kind of interesting. I'll give you that. It has a sense of scale.
Cool.
There's this creature. You're this person in this weird suit, and you're going out to this huge open world, or this open space.
Down.
Yeah.
We
don't know much about it, to be honest. Yeah, it could be Twin Sigma. It says the description on Eurogamer.net. It's a moody, atmospheric action-adventure game.
Yeah, it does look cool. It looks
kind of cool. I mean, his thing with me of these games is that they tend to show you so little, and the gameplay is everything to me these days. I've been burned so often by things that look cool, and I'm just like, I don't.
Yeah, and then
We're jaded now.
Talking of things that look cool.
I just said, like, I'd buy it for $1, maybe. I'd buy that for $1.
What about Mouse PI for hire?
Again, looks cute. I mean, this is kind of interesting. Like, we can talk about that. Because this is not like the only game this looks like is Cuphead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does look
I don't
like
think
Cuphead.
It plays like Cuphead, but it's drawn in that same style of Cuphead.
I did see a game that I saw on TikTok, which was like Muppets or something.
Yeah. Felt that.
I was like, it looks.
It's called Felt That. It's a double meaning. Felt that.
Felt that. Yeah.
It literally looks like the Muppets.
And
I'm just like this.
I was like, wow. I mean, it looks like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, basically, but but like,
right. Meets like Surgeon Simulator because it's very floppy in terms of your.
With a Muppet show, it's.
But it was really funny and a funny like trailer. Yeah. But I was like, man, that looks real. That looks real.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
The graphics are really impressive.
Crazy.
I agree.
Like, will the game be any good? I don't know, but man, what an achievement that was.
Yes, just to clarify, though, there's no release date for Steam. There's no release date on console. They didn't even mention consoles. So what this is coming to?
Fuck your console.
Anybody's guess. I mean, look at this thing. It looks fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it is crazy.
If that is actual gameplay, that is crazy.
It looks like gameplay. It looks like...
I know, but it's mental.
It's
when Little Big Planet came out, we were all like, "Oh my god, that looks like a brick. That looks like whatever."
Yeah.
This is a whole other level of that.
Yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
It's like, oh my god!
And it animates and so funny.
Yeah, everything.
It's just one of these games. I really hope it turns out well, because
I really hope it looks exactly like that.
No, I think it will look like that, but I think that a lot of these games come out and they sell you on this gimmick. The one that comes to mind is what was that fucking game? Like the top down game where it was like 12 minutes or whatever. What was it?
Oh yeah, 12 minutes.
And you look at it and you go, oh my god, this looks amazing. Then it comes out and you're like, actually. It's not that great.
That was the biggest letdown ever.
It's more of the idea of the game that's interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas this could totally be, the idea of it is quite good, but the game is like really stupid. I I hope it turns out really well. I always hope I hope every game's good. But,
I do.
yeah,
I
but,
do.
this-
Talking of things
this
I
just
hope
looks
turn
great.
out well, Mafia the Old Country.
Oh yes, that's one that I'm.
This looks so good. I feel like they've hopefully gone back to the roots, from Mafia 1 and 2, rather than, when they sort of decided to make it more open worldy and flipping leveling everything up.
Well,
and
the
went
reason
away
why
from
they
the
did that though is
narrative.
because everybody complained on Mafia
I know.
2 that it was too linear, and then the
Right.
Mafia 3 was just side
And I was going to
quests.
say this when you were talking about Pikmin. Like, it feels like game developers are in this horrible situation where if they don't make it change enough, then people get mad that it hasn't changed enough. If they change it too much, then like you should go back to the basics. But they can kind of pivot back and forth and do it. If they're
Yeah, I'm
careful.
hoping this is kind of the best of both worlds, and it's sort of linear enough that it's a really good story. As much as I don't really like, I much prefer just a linear game with a story.
Yeah,
to
I
be
mean,
fair,
look,
and
because
some
the
decent
tragic
gameplay.
thing is that Mafia 3 had a lot of great things about it. Great story, great character, really good ending as well. It was a really good ending to Mafia
Yeah,
3.
so good, both
But,
games.
but not many people played it. But Mafia 1, Mafia 2, Mafia 2 came out, and I think it's a great game. But everybody was like, "It's too linear. There's nothing to do." And I'm like, "Who
Yeah.
gives a fuck? Like, it's so good." Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to Old Country. Yeah.
Yeah. Next game I'd like to talk about is Out of Words. Have you seen this?
I've heard
did,
of it.
but I don't
I've heard- It's
remember
another
which one this
typing game,
is.
isn't it? Isn't it? A typing game?
No. So this is
Oh,
like
sorry.
if Haze Light did a stop motion animation game.
Okay. Remind me of who Haze
so-
Light are again.
So Haze Light, obviously Split Fiction.
Oh yeah.
Takes Two.
Yeah,
So it's
the
a
graphics do look good on this. I agree.
It's a stop motion co-op platformer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing. I'm just like, this looks fucking great.
And you know what? Here's the thing about that. I think it does look amazing because you can see that people put love into it. And I think
Yeah.
I mean, it could be AI assisted. Who knows, right? But I think we're not quite there yet for this to be AI much.
No,
and so
as far as
therefore,
I know, this is full on stop motion animation that they did.
yeah.
for
But
the
I'm
whole
saying
thing.
though, soon AI will be able to make stop motion animation.
Yeah,
It's
I
just a matter
guess.
of time. What I'm saying is, right now, the fact that this is stop motion animation, and let's not forget Harry Haddock, whatever the fuck it was, the fish
Yeah.
game.
Harry
How-
Haddock
That was stop
Fallen.
motion, so we can't just start wetting our pants about
No,
stop
but
motion.
this looks good. This looks good.
I know,
that
but
looked
you
good.
would have
I don't wanna
said
hear
that
that
about
shit.
that game.
Dude,
it's-
I'm
we
not cynical.
need-
I've been taking notes.
We need more of these games because, like,
That's fine.
Haze
I
Light
don't
do
disagree
them,
with that.
And
Right,
no
and
one
I
else
think that-
is. No one else.
Right.
Is
As
doing
much
this
as I
co-op
hated
game.
Harry Haddock Brain, I think that it did show that someone had a lot of love for it. So I
yeah.
think that's a good thing, and we need more of that in games. So I agree with you on that sense.
I
Yeah,
did.
so I'm
What
hoping
you
we
can
get more of
thank
this stuff.
the who you can thank for all this shit, South of Midnight and whatever this is fucking called, right? Is the Spider-Verse movie. That's
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
you thank,
sure.
right?
That
because
is an important
that
aspect. Yeah, no doubt.
that movie fucking changed everything. Because all of a sudden, CGI movies stopped becoming photoreal and just started doing whatever the fuck they want in terms of
Yeah,
style.
just went with whatever art
the,
style.
the
that they
cat in
fancied.
boots, all that sort of stuff. The last Cat in Boots movie, the sort of Shrek spin off, that was all that weird art style. And now games are doing it. It's because we're bored of photorealism. Like we can more or less do it. Do you know what I mean? And it's nice when
there
we
are a
get
lot of different, lots
like-
of different styles, and it's nice when we get something that doesn't look like everything else.
Yeah, it's nice when we get like a Last of Us or a Red Dead 2 and everything looks amazing and realistic and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, not every game has to do that, and it's actually
No, it
sometimes
doesn't.
easier to do something else. To stand out. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, to be fair, the ones that have stood out to me in this are the ones that are doing that.
Yeah.
Like the felt that boxing or whatever it is. And the ones that look crazy. There's
a new Jurassic World Evolution. Why do they
I
keep
went past
making
that.
these games?
I know, fucking.
'Cause
I
they
like
make money
that.
is why.
I
Why
like
do
the
you
first
think-
game. I like that one. Yeah.
Who cares? But anyway, the next one, unless you want to speak about, I mean, there's Dying Light, the Beast, but
Deadpool
Mixtape.
Deadpool VR.
Mixtape. This looks great. A iconic 90s, early 2000s soundtrack. All that.
Yeah.
Old licensed
I
music.
mean, that's fine. I don't hate it. I just don't know if the gameplay, like, okay, look, yes, the selling point is like all these bands that you love, and it's clearly marketed at us, like 90s nostalgia, dude. But what's the gameplay gonna be like? Is it really gonna be different from?
Well, you love Gone Home.
I know, and I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I'm just saying I don't know that I'm gonna be really into it from the jump.
No. Do you know what? I genuinely think it's a long time, dude, since you've been into something from the jump. You know, like, this is great.
It's very rare that he is, though.
It is. It is.
It's rare, and it was always rare.
No, her story.
As soon as I started playing Avowed, I said Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So like that's the last time it happened. So
yeah. I just nostalgia is nice.
Oh, you mean like in terms of like when we see the previews and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've learned to just be like, I don't want to hear about In fact, like when it comes to books and movies, at this point, like I heard the new Ryan Coogler movie that looks really interesting. I don't remember what it's called, but you know, I'm talking about the new one that's in theaters.
No.
Summers or something. I don't know what it's called. It's a single word, plural. The more I hear from people like, no, this is something different. You know what I mean? Like I'll check it out then, because before a thing's out, I don't trust PR. It's the hype. I just don't buy the hype.
Mm-hmm. Just don't buy the hype.
Oh.
I think nostalgia is a precarious thing to lean your product on.
Yep,
because I feel like sometimes it's a cheap. Nostalgia feels like a cheap win for me. Like, and I'm not saying every game or movie or TV show that taps into nostalgia, like things like Stranger Things did it really well. Like, I'm not saying it's all a failure or it's bad, but I'm just saying a lot of times I feel like it's cheap. It feels a bit cheap going with nostalgia.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like, oh my god, I remember when I had a cassette tape.
I'm going to briefly mention Scum. Have you seen this?
I mean, Scum's been in early access for a while.
Yeah, for a while. So it's kind of like PUBG with criminals on an island, isn't it? I think is the premise.
Okay, fair enough. My PUBG days are over. I'm
so
done.
that's kind of what that is.
I'm retired from that stuff.
Retired from that stuff. What else was I going to talk about? I'm trying to remember. Ill. Have you looked at Ill?
Just to let you know, I haven't looked at a fucking thing. So
just play the trailer for Ill.
I've just loaded up Scum. It takes me a while. Right.
I know. Well, I wasn't really. I said very briefly.
I know. Yeah, but like, it was too brief.
Briefly, because
very
know.
Brief, yeah. I'm getting.
But Ill, Ill looks great.
Does it now?
It does. So basically, it looks a bit like Soldier of Fortune. Bit of that in there.
All right. I'm seeing a monster at the moment, Stu.
Monsters, yeah, but it's got a bit of all sorts going on.
There wasn't any monsters in Soldier of Fortune, Stuart.
No. But
you're talking about the dismemberment, right? Okay.
The body dismemberment. It's first person. It looks brutal.
Oh god, it looks horrible. It looks
great.
Like it looks amazing, but it also looks awful.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like it stinks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can smell
like
the
stench of the place is going to be. Not that it's a bad game, but
I just think this game's going.
You like a good horror game, Stu, and I'm not.
I love a good horror game. I love a good.
But I am excited about the.
Oh my god, it looks terrible. It looks
the
so.
Dune game.
It looks awful.
The new Dune game.
Dune.
The sort of MMO survival game. I mean, hey. This could be the one, right? This is going to be crafting and survival.
It could be. Could be the one.
Maybe.
It could be. I don't know.
You never know.
We'll see.
Maybe, but it looks great.
I saw a lot of trailers and hype around the new Resident Evil.
Kind of just, we're talking about ripping stuff. Have you watched the Street Fighter 6 fucking trailer? What?
Nope.
The hell is that? So... It's live action, so they've done a live action trailer with looks like an old retired wrestler dude.
Oh, yeah.
And he keeps seeing all the different characters from Street Fighter when he looks in mirrors and stuff. It's just the fucking weirdest trailer I think I've ever seen. I have no idea what the hell this is.
Mm-hmm.
Just ridiculous. And then there's a tiniest bit of gameplay right at the end of it.
Cool.
I'm just like, what the fuck is that?
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm here for it, man.
I don't know. Street Fighter 6 Season 3 people be ready because, I don't know,
Get
there's
ready.
people who hit each other
All
in the
right,
face.
we don't care about Street Fighter. Yeah, move on. Okay.
We don't care about Street Fighter. Right, this one's for you, Duke. Wu-Tang
All
Clan.
right. Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's like, go find the RZA, go find Method Man.
Oh my
What?
God.
And it's like presented by Ghostface Killer. And I'm like, wait, first of all, since when does he make video games? And
I don't know.
what? Fallen
They-
Feathers.
Yeah,
they made-
What kind of
they
game
made-
is it? Dark Fantasy Souls like what?
The Def Jam fighting games was mainly driven by with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, I know, but that was fighting, and that I guess that kind of. I mean, look, yes,
They
and
love video
they
games
had-
and Japanese
They love video
culture.
games, and they were early in adopting some technology on the double album. I think it was. They had a CD-ROM bit where you could like walk around their mansion, and each one of them had a room, and it was like, yeah, welcome to Method Man's room, hang out, you know, take your shoes off. It's just a picture of a room. What are you
Yeah,
talking
but, like,
about?
they-
So it was
they-
a dumbass piece of tech, but it was kind of innovative in trying to, you know, incorporate something other than just the music.
The I don't know which one of them is into this stuff, but they're always trying weird shit. the Wu-Tang Clan. You
it's
know,
true.
they-
And you know, Jizza had a TV show about like breaking cutting edge science and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
salute to them for doing that kind of thing. I guess it's just
they've always been into like just odd stuff,
Yeah.
like and just doing their
It's
thing.
true, they have.
They use their
certainly
brand
have.
really well. I think the Wu-Tang
yes,
Clan.
they certainly.
You know,
do.
like
That is
people
definitely true.
still wear Wu-Tang Clan T-shirts. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
it's still
Wu
relevant.
wear has been very well done.
Still
over the
relevant.
years.
So yeah, I think
Absolutely.
I think it's good.
Bit of Wu-Tang, everyone. Into the Unwell. We get two oldie worldy cartoon type games. So we have the Mouse PI one, and now
Yeah.
we've got Into the Unwell, which we don't know a lot about. Apparently, it's just a third person roguelite game.
Yeah.
And that pays homage to
Yeah.
30s cartoons. You
Well,
can play it
this
on
is
your
all-
own or in co-op.
This is all Cuphead's fault, isn't it? Really? I suppose.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. So another Cuphead inspired action game.
Mm.
And then the last, well, I've got two more things I'd like to talk about, unless you guys want to add anything else. But Resident Evil Requiem,
Yes.
which looks fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
Looks pretty tidy, doesn't it?
Oh, I just love a good Resident Evil game. I don't know why. It is my happy place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Apart from 6, I've finished every other game apart from, I never played 1 back in the day.
Yeah, I've got some catching up to do, but they are good. Yeah.
Yeah. I've played everyone and I've finished everyone. And that says something for me.
It does.
Because as you well know, I very rarely finish every game I play.
Hmm.
But Resident Evil, it's always there.
They're
man.
so pretty as well, aren't they? They're so good
They're
looking.
so pretty. They're so well written.
Yeah.
You know, there's always some fucking crazy shit going down.
Since 7, they've just been on a roll, haven't they?
Oh yeah, they are. Well,
This-
since he did the 2 remake.
No,
isn't
no,
it?
they did
Was that
7.
after 7.
7.
Yeah, 7 was great.
2 remake, 8, 3, 4 remake, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, they've just been absolute balling.
Yeah, apart from the spin-off ones, 1 and 6 are the only 2 I haven't played and finished.
Apparently, the spin-off ones are decent as well. They're
Yeah,
they're all right.
but I haven't played any of those.
Yeah.
By the
I want them to
Raccoon
remake 1 again because they remade it.
Yeah, I would play it.
But they
obviously.
remade it the same style as the original,
Yeah,
which is
yeah, yeah,
the
with the
isometric
fixed
camera.
cameras and all that sort
But
of stuff.
it makes sense, doesn't it? They just need to remake it again.
Oh,
They should call it
so
Resident Evil 1 remaster and be done with
Yeah.
it. And
so count me in this and Silent Hill F. You know what I mean? I just cannot wait for both of these games. So
and then
good.
that ill game, which made me
Ill looks
feel
fucking
made me
brilliant.
feel ill.
It looks awesome. Last thing I want to talk about is the Witcher 4 tech demo. Did you see this?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah,
No, where
I saw
was
a little
this?
bit. Yeah.
So they did it. So this is so a whole weird shit going on because this Witcher 4 tech demo.
Yeah.
And then they interviewed one of the main developers and said, "So is that what we can expect? Because it looks fucking brilliant, by the way." It's
Yeah.
And then they came out and said, "Yeah, this is just running on a base PS5, just the base one,
Yeah, they
not
did
the
say
Pro,
that. Yeah.
just a bog standard model." And everyone's like losing their shit and going, "Oh my god, it's going to be the best thing ever." And then they came out, did an interview, and were like, "Yeah, just remember."
Well,
this."
actually,
this is a tech demo. It's not necessarily gonna look like that.
Well,
Don't get
and
your hopes
everyone's-
up, people.
Yeah, but oh my god, if it looked anything close to this, I'm excited.
yeah,
I mean,
It
'cause
does
this
look very
thing
nice.
It just looks ridiculous.
yeah.
But this was I didn't realize they were using Unreal Engine 5 for it because they've always had the Red Engine, haven't they, that they use for all their games.
Yeah. You know, PC gamers
Um,
hate Unreal Engine 5
I know it's
We
so
do? Why
badly.
do we hate it?
doesn't
because
it doesn't optimize very well.
Yeah, it's
Uh.
really poorly optimized, so it makes
Fair enough.
it's hard to run
Yeah,
certain games.
It's hard to run even on really high-end rigs. People struggle to run
Mm. Yeah.
like games well.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
You know, they get like sort of frame drops and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I've seen quite a bit of it
yeah.
playing Unreal Engine 5 games.
But it's so pretty.
But it looks pretty. You know, even the look at the horse's muscles move.
Yes, yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
it does.
all
It
that
does look.
kinda
It,
jazz.
it looks very nice. It looks very, very.
It looks
pretty.
fucking brilliant. I mean, if it looks like this, I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then we had Cyberpunk, didn't we? Everyone's like, "Oh my god, Cyberpunk looks amazing!" And then, you know, so don't get too excited.
That's
I
a
think we need to-
that's a bloody good looking horse there.
Rein it in, man. Rein it in.
I
because
tell you
it's
what. You
probably
know
not
what?
gonna be
If they
like
do a
this.
good map on Witcher 4,
oh, it's gotta be the map, man.
I like
gotta
a
be
good
the
map.
that's what I would ask if I, if I was at a tech demo. I think I'd be like,
What's
what's
the
your
map?
what's
What's
your
the map like?
what's your map like? Because
What's the map,
the
man?
map in Witcher 3 was fucking trash.
Yeah, it was trash.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get maps right. Inventory system was fucking atrocious until
They fixed all that. They fixed all that.
Yeah, they fixed all that.
I didn't play it. I played the good version of it all.
Okay, let's do some emails.
All right, let's do some emails, people. Here come the emails. Get ready for the emails. Here come the emails.
Oh yeah, and the Switch 2 came out and no one cares. Right.
I'm sorry, I'm already excited.
Whoa, that
I
rules.
mean,
What, is there one game?
do we,
Mario Kart?
Yeah, do we care?
Do we
I
care?
don't care.
I mean,
No, I don't
I'll
care.
get one, but
Yeah, I don't care. Okay, first email tonight is from Lee Griggs. And he says, weight loss. He says, hi there, I was wondering how Stu has managed to lose so much weight exactly. I'm trying to lose a bit
don't
myself.
blow smoke up his bum hole.
Any recommendations would be great.
He was thinner than this before. I've seen him
I
thin.
have been thinner. I'm a yo-yo. So I'm up to 1 stone and a pound I've lost altogether now.
Yeah,
In
I'll
about
tell you how he's lost it. Email. I didn't catch who it was.
It's Lee.
It's the threat of death. That
That has been a good thing. I mean, to be
that
fair,
will do it to
to
you.
be fair, when I was diagnosed with my heart condition, I managed to lose over 2 stones.
It's funny, isn't it,
about
when
2 years.
someone says, "Oh, you're a bit overweight. You should lose that, or you
Yeah.
might die." How motivated you start to get.
And I've managed to put a stone back on there, which isn't
Yeah,
great.
well, you gotta live.
It's
Well, I managed
about
to lose it
about
again.
being healthy. Don't forget, people. It's about being
No,
healthy.
Duke's
Yes,
got it
it's better to
wrong.
be.
So
It's about
what I've
looking
done-
good.
What I've done.
Ozempic,
basically
people.
stop
Ozempic.
Stopped eating.
Yeah,
So I'm not eating anything.
Mhm.
I'm just living on dust and water,
that's it.
which is working a treat.
Yeah.
No. In all
Come on, then,
honesty,
Stuart. How did you do it?
How did I do it?
How did you do it?
Well, I cut out sweets on a Saturday night, so that's one thing I've done.
Yeah.
I've stopped picking at work because chips are on. Oh, I'll have a chip.
Well,
Oh,
I'll have a little cheeky chip.
Cheeky
We
little
often
chip.
don't realize the unhealthy food that we're eating.
Exactly.
No, you're
Oh,
right.
I've made chocolate brownies. I've had to cut the edge off that. Oh, chocolate
Yeah,
brownie.
right.
Oh, I could be the chocolate brownie edge. So I've cut all of that shit out, right?
Mhm.
And then what I do every week, I make a pan of tomato and vegetable soup,
Yeah.
which I put fucking everything apart from the kitchen sink. So I have celery, leeks, courgettes, sometimes asparagus, green beans, carrots, swede. So whatever veg you can think of, I put it in it, right? So it's almost like a load of veg with a bit of soup.
Yeah.
And then for 3 days of the week, possibly 4, I have that for my lunch at work without any bread or anything. Just have a bowl of that. Fill the bowl right up because, I mean, you're talking probably 120 calories tops
Yeah.
for a full bowl of that stuff. I only have muesli at breakfast with a bit of semi-skim milk. And then then I have kind of a normal tea, but just not like loads of it. So whereas in the past, I'd probably have like, I don't know, a big portion of chips. Now I'll just have, a decent portion, but not crazy.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that I've been trying to drop my blood pressure, and I've actually had some success with it, but not as much as I'd like.
Ozempic.
A lot of it has to do with, for me, yeah, picking smarter snacks, so fruit to bring to school to snack instead of, like peanut butter crackers or whatever. But the other thing is, like, at mealtime, like, my tendency is to just keep eating and keep eating. But if I can get the dish and, like, cut it in half when it comes to me at the restaurant or whatever, like, okay, I know I'm going to stop when I eat half of it,
You put less on your plate. That is
less
one
on
of
your
the
plate
biggest things.
whenever you can.
Put
Yeah,
less
exactly.
on your plate.
All you gotta do
Just be aware of how your body's
the
feeling.
veg.
Like, I can't tell you how many times I have, like, just kept eating and then been like, oh man, now I'm full.
Yeah, you feel
Whereas
horrible.
if I stop and be like, okay, how am I feeling? Like, you know what? I'm not that hungry right now. I'm gonna stop eating. And look, here's the other thing that I don't think we talk about much. Certainly not in the U.S. I don't know about over there, but food tastes good. You know what I mean? And, like, for me, if I've had a rough day, at the end of the day, I know I can look forward to hopefully playing some video games, right? Having some wins in Rocket League, perhaps. And then, like, having a little treat, right? But having a small treat can sometimes be as rewarding as having a larger treat. So, I'll have like 3 M&Ms or something, you know what I mean? Like, just a little something at the end of the day. It's smarter to cut that down if you can. And the other thing I've done, I did this a long time ago. I just drink water by default. Every time I have a meal, it's just water. And then on special occasions, I'll have a soda or something.
The other thing same as Duke, I have, like, at dinner time, I'll have an apple and an easy peeler orange. So I'll have one of those.
Clementines.
And then tea for my pudding. I'll have, like, melon or pineapple cut up into chunks and just sit and eat that. And then the other thing, like last night, for instance, we had, like, cheeseburger, chips, and homemade coleslaw. But then we used, like, low-fat creme fraiche for the coleslaw rather than mayonnaise. And some of it's just substituting stuff rather than omitting it, rather than not having it at all. Just making healthier versions.
The one thing I've done is I don't drink full fat Coke anymore, which is like a wound. But it is like
you're just drinking calories.
It is like a complete cheat because you feel like you're cheating because it's not that different. And it's literally like 3 calories instead of 400 calories, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it is. The difference is massive.
Oh, yeah.
The difference is massive.
I'm still technically, Stu. I'm still on my holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Holiday mode.
on my holidays, I'll have full fat Coke.
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely. And like last night we had cheeseburger, but we used half fat cheddar.
Yeah.
I did smash burgers that were really thin but looked big. They were still big but looked thin. Few chips, homemade slaw, and it still only came in at about 600 or 700 calories.
Tub of lard.
I feel like
oh, I love a tub of lard, man.
Tub of lard. That's what I do.
Tub of
lard. Yeah. I just put my hand in the butter tub and I just like that.
And the other biggest thing I would recommend is making stuff yourself.
Ugh.
Yeah, because the more processed it is, the less healthy it is.
Everything you buy pre-made has got that many additives in it. Just look, if you want a burger, fucking get some minced beef and make a burger.
We're not all bloody gourmet chefs.
It's not difficult though.
It's not difficult to use, Stu. But no, I mean, I hear you and I agree with you. Here's the thing: the stuff that's easiest is going to be the less healthy. And so you have to decide, okay, you know what? It's important to me to be healthy, so I'm going to prepare. I did this the last couple of weeks. Is like I'll make a salad to bring to school for lunch and I have to do it the night before sometimes because in the morning it's like get out of the building, get to school. And in those instances, I'm like, okay, I'll bring this like frozen veggie burger or something, and that's just not as healthy as a salad.
You just need to get organized.
Take the time, do it right.
Yeah.
You just need to train as a chef for 30 years, and then you'll be fine.
Exactly. It doesn't take that. But willpower is the other thing.
Willpower is a big part of it. Yeah.
Willpower is the biggest thing.
What you have to do is eliminate things that are fun. Have no fun.
Exactly. Stop enjoying
as
food.
We know, generally, stuff that tastes good is bad for you.
Correct. And that's just how cruel it is. And then maybe on a Saturday night, have a bit of fun. And then that's it.
Mayonnaise is a killer. The amount of calories in mayonnaise is
You know what I think saves me is I don't drink alcohol. And I know you two don't really drink it.
I don't.
But
not anymore.
I've never drank it, and I think if I did, I'd be a big fatty.
But that being said, like zero alcohol beers are actually low in calories.
Yeah, but no one's
compared
drinking
to a
those
real one.
chicks. So, like, what's the point?
Yeah, because it tastes good. It
No,
still
they
it still
don't.
gives you that dopamine hit.
No, it doesn't.
So it does. It's
Ooh, a
it's
secret
super
doorway.
proven.
What happens if somebody wants a non-alcoholic beer? You know, it's never come up.
Yeah.
That's the
But
Simpsons.
it is, yeah. But it is been proven that drinking non-alcoholic beer still gives you, because obviously you associate
Diarrhea?
taste with getting pissed. It still gives you that.
But it also
dopamine
gets you
hit.
beaten up by real blokes.
Whatever. Right, next email this evening. Thank you, though, Lee. I hope we've given you some good advice. But the next
Yes,
email this
thank
evening
you.
is from Jason. And he says, the light at the end of the toilet.
Okay.
He said,
Okay.
true, I was a bit negative last week, and I'm still waiting for your turn-based my balls. However, I do have some light to share this week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's hear it.
But first, some real shit, Duke. It looks like
Okay.
you will no longer be allowed to wear a mask at protests. I
Yeah,
can't believe
you know
that.
what?
Let me finish.
Go
Let me
ahead.
finish
All
the
right,
sentence.
go ahead, finish. All right, I'll write down
can't-
what I need to yell about. Go ahead.
You round out what you need to yell about. I can't believe that 9% of California was moved to and ruined my hometown, yet they still have enough people in LA to get military attention. Maybe these wannabe Texans here will go help them out. You would complain too if you would complain too if your traffic increased 100-fold. Go on, Duke, torch me.
Is that the whole email?
No, that's just that sentence.
Or you're pausing for my response?
I'm pausing for your response. He said to torch you.
Okay.
so
I mean,
off
look,
you go.
here's the thing. Look, okay, for those who don't know, what he's referring to is Donald Trump just sent a whole bunch of ICE agents, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, to go raid a bunch of like meatpacking plants and, you know, places where migrant workers congregate in order to attack the lowest of the low-paid workers, people doing the most difficult jobs, the most painful jobs, because they don't have the proper documentation to be in this country. Are they violating the law? Yes. Are they hurting anyone? No. So when they went to arrest people and take them out of the country, in many cases while they are applying for asylum, which is not against the law, by the way. But anyway, a bunch of protesters in California like surrounded them and like interfered with the ICE operations. So now Trump's like, all right, we're sending in the National Guard. And it's this militarization, it's this ramping up of the conflict. And it's based on what? It's based on campaign rhetoric and fear to make people afraid and angry toward people who, like I said, are doing these very difficult jobs that are very low paid. And we should be grateful that they're doing that work, because I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, but do you not think to an extent they're being exploited by the employers?
Of
to
course
pay
they're
them
being
shit wages
exploited.
to
Let's
do
pay
crap
them better.
jobs?
Yes, absolutely. Let's pay them more.
Do you know what I mean?
You and I agree that we should-
because it's almost
we
like
should pay-
slave labor, isn't it?
Yes, it's completely slave labor. I agree with you 100%.
But then we
Let's
shouldn't be
agree that
applauding people doing slave labor, should we? Really?
I'm not applauding people doing slave labor. I'm saying people who are in this country doing these jobs at such low wages are desperate. They need our help, not our demonization and arresting of them.
I guess, but it's a funny how to do, isn't it? Because you know they're just being exploited at the end of the day.
They're definitely being exploited. Let's arrest the people who hire them.
Oh yeah, and
Let's-
presumably some of those people have been smuggled in specifically to do those jobs. That's what they do, isn't
And
it?
you know why Trump doesn't want to do that? Because that would be his buddies. So they want all the benefits of having undocumented workers, but they also want to look tough on crime. It's this old game that we've seen again and again and again, where people who want to get elected or get more power say your enemy is the immigrant, your enemy is this, queer person, your enemy is this other individual with whom you have a lot in common. And if I can get you mad at them, then you're not going to recognize the real danger. It's not left and right, it's up and down. The people who are causing our lives to actually stagnate are the people who aren't paying us enough. And if we focus on them, then they lose. So instead, they get us focused on each other. It's
Well, they
divide
should
and conquer.
focus
It's the
on
oldest.
everybody involved, shouldn't they? The workers and the people employing them. That shouldn't be. So it should be up and down, shouldn't
My
it?
other working people are not my enemy. I don't have a beef with this guy who looks just like me, who does a similar job to me, who doesn't get paid enough and gets exploited by the boss. My enemy is the boss who doesn't pay me enough and doesn't pay
Yeah.
him enough. And if I team up with this other worker, then we can make some change. And that's why they
Well-
never want us to team up.
Let's hope that happens. Anyway, he
Let's
continues.
hope it happens.
Yeah, but
Let's
immigrants
make it
though. Immigrants though. innit?
Exactly. You make a good point, Shinny.
Yeah.
I've never played an RE game, meaning Resident Evil. But
No.
Requiem looks
Rectal
great.
exam. I think it's rectal exam.
Rectal
Requiem
exam
looks great.
simulator.
Yeah.
Another
That's next.
game. Stu, look this one up. It looks amazing. Yeah, we know. We already know.
He was
okay.
just
We
talking
already
about it. Didn't
know.
you hear him?
Stinks. That game
Talking about
stinks.
it.
I can smell it now.
It
looks great.
stinks.
It's when you poo in the toilet and go
That's for
back
you,
after
Antonio.
2 minutes and it stinks.
Yeah.
Mads looks great in Hitman. 007 is going to be insane and felt that boxing. Yes, please.
But he's not that sexy though. That's the problem, Jason.
No, that is true. Aphelion. I don't know what Aphelion is. We maybe need to look that one up. I didn't see that.
Oh, I saw something about that. Wait a minute, I'll find it.
You find it. Mixtape. Look at the soundtrack for that, baby. Speaking of favorite hits, what are your favorite hits, as in metaphor, from your lives? Love, Jason.
What?
As in metaphor? What? Hits?
I don't know.
from
I
your
guess
lives?
a song that's a metaphor that represents your life. I don't really know.
Loser
we
by
can't
Beck.
answer that question, Jason, because we don't know.
Loser by Beck. There you go.
Sexy and I Know It by OMFG.
Sexy and I know it. Down, 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 down. I'm too sexy for my shirt by Right Said Fred.
Oh yeah, Right Said Fred. They had so
now
many
you're
great
talking.
songs. There was that one. Well, I guess that's about it.
Yeah, let's get
Yeah,
ready to
Aphelion,
rumble.
I don't know. It's like it's space. It's like stuff crashing around. It looks like it wants to be Mass Effect. I don't know.
Cool.
There you go.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Could be all right.
Maybe.
Might be shit. Who knows?
That's every
Thank
game,
you.
isn't it? Could be
That's
alright.
every
Could be
game.
shit.
Thank you, Jason. And
Thank you,
then
Jason.
Thank you,
there's
Jason.
email number 2.
Oh.
Ooh.
He said, if Duke is through yelling at me,
Nah.
maybe the Trump-Elon breakup is a light at the end of the toilet. But now that he wants to be the next president, we might want to consider it could get worse than even Trump. Who knows? With all that
Yeah.
dodgy data, I'm sure he's a shoo-in. The light for me is a new game coming. It's called Out of Words, which we've also talked about, which does look utterly brilliant. And that's for everybody that
Calm
moved
down.
to Texas.
Looks alright.
It looks all right. It's a big ass place. Spread out, please. You've made the morning commute ducking unbearable. Thank you from my heart of yours. Or my heart to yours, sorry. So there you go. By the way, just before, and I'm only going to very briefly say this. Is anybody surprised that Trump might be in the dodgy files? Just saying. I mean,
No,
'cause I'll be honest-
and that's completely a
I'm
red
not.
herring.
well,
Of course
whether
not.
he's-
Nobody is.
Of course he's in the fucking files.
And that's not even the point. The point is he wants some dirt on it. He wants something to say about it. And he didn't have anything to say about it. And here's the other thing that pisses me off. Are we done? I don't want to cut into Jason's email too
No,
much. But
that's it, we're
okay.
done.
Everything Elon knows about Trump, he knew it when he went to work for him. So this whole outrage, this whole anger, this whole like, hey, I'm going to support Democrats now. You know what, Elon Musk, as much as I would love to see more Democrats win if they had more funding, you can take your money and go fuck yourself. We shouldn't have billionaires deciding who's going to be president or representing in Congress or who's going to be on the Supreme Court or whatever. Let the fucking voters decide. That's why we need to overturn Citizens United. End of rant.
There you go. Right, we have
There
got
you
a speak pipe, so we will do that and then get
Oh,
the hell out
sweet.
of
We
here.
got a speak pipe, Grandma. That's the new intro to the speak pipe song.
I like it.
Pipe, it's the way to
So the
leave an
cops
unasked
knew that
promise.
Internal Affairs was setting them up?
All right, I got to play this, huh? I can't just let you do this. This week's speak pipe is from Saint Diesel, and it is speak pipe number 758, and it goes like this. It's called Flip the Switch. I think it's about the new Nintendo console, perhaps.
Hey, veteran gamers, St. Diesel back again. I bought myself a Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh my god!
Is not a sentence I think I'll be saying anytime soon.
Ah.
But in case you missed it, there hasn't been that much publicity. Nintendo released the Nintendo Switch 2 this week. And the shine was maybe taken off a little by the fact that Sony had their State of Play this week, and also there's been the Summer Games Fest. But I've watched maybe 15 online channels about the release, mostly on YouTube, and unless it's a dedicated Nintendo channel, I think the reception's been a little bit muted. It's talking a lot, or they're talking a lot about the backwards compatibility with old Switch games.
Better be.
And I don't think that's always a great advert for a new console. But if you're into the retro stuff on the Switch, which seems to be a strange thing to say, but I guess that's good for you. It's basically a bigger, better, shinier, stronger, more powerful version of the Switch One. And it got me thinking, in the grand scheme of things, probably in 5, 6, 7 years, I don't know how it'll be perceived, but I think the Switch 2 is probably going to be seen as a bit of a Switch 1 Pro or a Switch 1 1.5. But I got to thinking, what is my all-time favorite console? If we just forget about the PC for now. And I think the simple answer for me, at least, is the PS2. So what is your favorite console?
Interesting question. Favorite console, anybody?
Xbox 360, I think, for me.
Yeah, I mean, 360 I think is up there.
Up there.
I think it's because it really did cement
it
online
opened the world up, didn't it? Like everything opened
sure.
up. Obviously other consoles did it, but that's
I mean,
when
I've
they
said this a
nailed it.
million times before, but the first time I played Rockstar Presents Table Tennis with someone in America, I was just like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
I'm
See, I
talking
had that on
to
the
him
PS2.
and I'm playing with him at the same time. This is fucking really, and it was pinpoint accurate. You know what I mean? There was no lag, there was no anything. It was just playing.
I had it on the Xbox too, but like the 360 was the one where they nailed it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's
they nailed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the experience was a lot better on the Xbox.
And obviously achievements were
achievements
introduced.
changed everything as well.
Yeah. Changed everything.
I think if outside of that, I think I've always got a soft spot for the N64. That was the first console I bought with my own money when I was a young lad and saved up for and stuff. So yeah, that I like the GameCube as well. I've got fond memories of that. But yeah, I think the 360 pips it. I think I haven't really been excited about. But maybe it's
speaking of the Nintendo 64.
Maybe it's like the cool, great, useful. So I haven't really been excited about a console. Maybe because we're adults and I just buy it now. It's not a big deal. Like I just buy it. And,
I remember when I got my 360, right? I went on, and I've told this story before. I went to Tesco, and obviously it was out of stock everywhere. You just couldn't get it. I mean, just nobody had it. And I went into Tesco to do some shit, like just pick up a couple of things. And when I walked up, the aisle where the video games and stuff, there were 3 boxes on a stand. 3. So I went up to the woman. I'm like, "Have you actually got some in stock?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I think we've got 3 in the back." Because obviously they were just empty boxes. And I'm just like, "Oh, can I have one then?" And she's like, "Just a minute, I'll go and have a look." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I've got one here." And just brought it out. I paid for it. My mate was like, "Oh my God, I'm going." He went, gone. Like, not a one there. It's just like, and then it was probably months before he managed to get one. It was just like, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time and got one.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh,
lucky you.
God.
Yeah, I wasn't into games. I mean, I've always played video games, but I wasn't on the forefront of like keeping up with the latest and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
No.
All that came when I started listening to gaming podcasts, which is about
I was the same.
About 2007. I remember the first podcast I ever listened to about games was the Major Nelson one, and he interviewed Ken Levine about BioShock, and I didn't know anything about who Ken Levine was or anything really. And I was like, wow, like these guys are so into video games. This is cool. Yeah. And then, but like before that, I wasn't really into it. But I remember the 360 coming out, and where I was working somewhere, and this guy at work, he was like adamant to get one. And I was like, "What are you gonna play?" And he was like, "FIFA." I can't wait. I was like, "All right, okay, great." And I got one for my 21st birthday, so that was 2006.
Yeah.
So September 2006, and my mum bought it me. She says, "Oh, what do you want?" I was like, "Oh, 360." So she bought me that, and it was great. I was like, and I played it, and I was really into it. And achievements really hooked me. I think
oh yeah, definitely.
That's really got me. And Gears of War as well came out that year.
Gears of War was, I mean.
And then you had the next year of like Call of Duty, Halo 3. You just had this great run of games on the 360, and that just drew me in. Because I played games, I liked games, but I wasn't It wasn't like this massive hobby for me. I just played them.
If it wasn't for the Xbox 360, I probably wouldn't be sat here now doing this.
I think a lot of people I'd say that.
In a lot of ways, and Gears of War, because I was basically playing Gears of War.
Yeah.
And Daryl, was he called Daryl?
I don't
Not
remember.
Daryl.
But that's where you met all the 360
thingy
players.
Jeffers.
Yeah.
Jeffers guy. Something Jeffers, wasn't he? Was called.
But there's
I was playing Gears of War on my own and left it open, so someone could just join. And it was him that dropped in and introduced me to 360plex. And he's like, I'm a podcaster, I do this 360plex thing. And that's where it all started. So
I think a lot of friendships and communities that exist today have the 360 to thank, to be fair. Like there's a lot of people that I know now because of the 360. So you've got to say the 360. It's
what about you, dude?
Even though it's a terrible console, it is an awful console.
Oh, it was Red Ring of Death.
But it's the one, isn't it? It's the one.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Dude.
Yeah, I'd say that the PlayStation 2
it was a good one.
Had so many games that I really loved, and that was the first time I ever really played online games with the Star Wars Battlefront back in the day. That really did something for me. But the Xbox 360, I think, had the most community. I think that's when people really came together in those party chats in a way that we hadn't come together before the
party chats didn't exist for many years.
Yeah.
It was like 2010, I think, or 9 when party chats existed. So it was a long time.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Yeah. What an era. Right, on that note, we do need to get the hell out of here.
I've got a random question for Duke. Did you play a lot of Gears of War 1 online?
I did. Well, that was the reason I bought a Xbox 360 in the first place, is because I really wanted. I saw a friend of mine had it at his place, and I was like, "Oh, I got to try this," and so that really made me. It impressed the hell out of me. So yeah,
great game.
That and Call of Duty 4, people.
Halo 3 as well.
And Halo 3 and
Orange
BioShock,
Box. Orange Box.
What
a great era.
It was a great era.
Fallout 3.
Classic stuff. Fallout
3.
Amazing run.
Oblivion.
So many great games. Right, on that note, we do need to get the hell out.
That's not the Oblivion sound.
And now the gaming industry's fucked.
Right.
Because Duke only buys games.
There's a lot of cool looking games that came out, in those trailers. There's a lot of cool looking.
He only pays $1.
You only buy most of those trailers. The review for you would be, I'll buy it if it's on sale.
If it's $1.
All I'm saying though is that they're making a lot of money. Like there's money to be made. The industry,
well, they're not making
has
money.
Problems.
You're only buying it for $1.
Well, they're not catering to me. If they were catering to me, I'd pay more money.
Yes. Right. We do need to get the hell out of here.
Right, thanks for listening. Here comes some shout-outs.
It's time for a shout-out. Hey!
I'll go first. I'll shout out Antonio and Amar. Amar sent me 100 pictures. Antonio played some Rocket League with me this week. Maybe we did. I don't remember if we did or not. It was a very busy week for me. But anyway, shout out to him. And shout out to the Duchess because she found some baby chickens, I guess, or turkeys. And shout out to everybody listening. We love you. Thank you for being a part of our organization. And shout out to St. Diesel for sending us speak pipes every week. Love you.
Love you all. I'm going to shout out Chinny because he's back. Give him a shout. Shout out to Ben for filling in last week. Did a good job. And shout out to, I don't know, all the listeners and people who listen to the show. Thank you very much. And everyone who contributes, sends us emails, speak pipes, etc. Keep them on coming. And that's about it from me. Thank you.
I'll shout out Ben. Thanks, Ben. I'll shout out Lee Griggs, who emailed the show last week and said, "Hi guys, I'd like to know if Chinny remembers the advert that he did for One Man Rock Band."
Indeed,
I did not remember that. And then,
did you not?
And then when you emailed, when you read it out on the show and I heard the email, I was like, I vaguely remember it. And then, I remember all the sections. In fact, I recorded sections with Matt describing games that never made the light of day. And I was going through my audio clips on my phone, and I found one that we've never played. And I could play it now, but I can't.
Week.
But I asked me to find it again, Stu, and I cannot. So I'll have to find.
Oh well, if you find it again, we'll do it next week.
And it's a feature that's very easy to do. You just have to go up to Matt and say.
We used to do a Zoom call with each other, didn't we? And try and come up with skits that we could do for like. We spend ages doing.
But like those Matt reviews,
ideas.
those Matt reviews are just me going up to Matt and going like, "What do you think of this game? What do you reckon it is?" And then we go from there. And yeah, then Lee says he'd like to thank me for the PUBG streams, which that was a long time ago. That was
a long time
ago. That was 8 to 7 years ago, Lee. So that was a long time ago, but I appreciate it. My multiplayer games days are over. Like maybe I'll come back to multiplayer games, but at the moment I do not play multiplayer.
We're too old.
It's not that. It's just my lifestyle at the moment doesn't fit.
Yeah, you haven't got time for that.
That stuff. I'm not around when other people are around. I haven't played games with Marsh for years, so yeah, it's just one of them. But thanks, Lee, for the question. I appreciate it. And those PUBG streams, they're still there on the YouTube channel. You can still go back and watch them.
Still watch them.
You know.
And that's it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Just switch off the television set and go and do something less boring instead. Sitting at home, watch TV, turn it up slow. Won't you?
Oh.
Duke, lay off the sound effects.
No, I will never lay off the sound effects.
Never.
Never.
Never. Never, ever, ever,
ever, ever, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
I just opened. Lee Griggs has got a website.
He has.
Called leegriggs.com, right?
Yeah.
And I clicked on it.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity. And
Just
this is what it is. In-house artist at Autodesk, creating docs, tutorials, and videos for the Arnold renderer using Maya, 3ds Max, Soft Image, Cinema 4D, Houdini, and Katana. Wow.
My goodness.
Is that pretty impressive, is it?
That is impressive stuff. And I'm looking at some of this stuff, and that is difficult stuff.
By the way, when I was what I should have mentioned earlier when we were talking about weight loss. I do on average about 10,000 steps a day at work. So I get my steps. It does. I get my steps.
I've been riding my bike around a lot more too. Yeah,
I get my steps in every day, so that makes a big difference too.
My hobby
after this show here.
My hobby helps.
That's why
me.
I didn't get as fat. As I do.
My hobby helps me a lot. Of punching small children like that really gets.
Take that, small children.
Calories. You got to chase them first, and then just punching them, and then. You know, like they're usually pretty weak after that, and then that really sort of burns a lot of calories. I really enjoy doing that. You got to have a hobby.
You got to have a physical one, even if it's just punching people in the face.
Yeah, little people, people that can't fight back very well. You know what I mean? So that's important.
I don't know how my video got turned off, by the way.
Yeah, why do you have your video?
I don't know.
No idea.
I'm just glad you're not like slouched down like you sometimes are by the end of the show. Just,
I
like,
know.
down here, like,
on that note, I've got to go, guys, because I am working.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I gotta go too.
Yeah,
have a good week, people.
We all got to go.
Next week, I'm gonna be hanging around forever because I got summer break starting next week. Whoa, whoa.
We've all got jobs, Stu. All right, we've all got jobs.
Yeah, we all, you think you're special because you have a job? Like they said on CB4, shut up, child. You think you're so smart just because you can read.
Anyway, I'm going. See you all later.